Test, test, test. What it do, chat? What's going on, y'all? Park pickles. Okay. What it do, y'all? Yeah, we're on a little late tonight. How's everybody holding up? Dun, 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 dun. What up, infectious? Dun, 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 dun. What's going on, y'all? Chat. I dare y'all to tap the screen. We're under 100 likes. Tap the screen for me. If everybody pitch in just a few, we can get this baby huffing and puffing. Hello, Marika. What up, Jason? What's up, Jody Lynn? Cooking breakfast burritos? Nice. I am trying to exit my game, actually. Get out of there. Hello? Hello?
Hey, man.
What's up? Are you a Trump supporter?
I sure am.
Nice. What do you like about Trump?
I like any conservative values. That's what I stand for. So,
Hell yeah, brother. What conservative values are you talking about?
the family.
The
I know
family.
He ain't a Christian, but Christian, anything aligned with Christianity, I think is good, and it's the only good. I don't think there is another good.
Huh. Is there anything he's doing that makes people more familial? Because I think right now he's just ripping families apart right now, isn't he?
Well, I think we got to get the immigrants out, man.
Why so?
Because I think we should only be allowing in a certain number.
Why is that?
So, like per certain amount of time, because I think that it just messes the culture up in a
The
way.
culture?
Yeah, like if I was
Can you
living
show
in
me
a
an
town, say
example?
of like 50,000 people, yeah, and then thousands and thousands and thousands of immigrants came in, it's gonna be a little different,
I
especially if
don't.
we have to acquiesce to them, right? Like, I
So
mean,
like the country went from like 3% to 4%. I don't think anybody can actually experience that change
well,
culturally. I
okay,
don't think that's a thing.
of course, that number seems small, but what's the actual number?
It's somewhere like over 1 million or 2 million, but like how many of those do you think are like in your area?
Well,
Like
it couldn't have been 1 to 2. It had to be at least 3 million, if or 3.5 million.
why do you
If
say
we
that?
had, if we had 350 million, 1% of that would be like 3.5 million, right?
Well, that's why it's less than that.
Okay, well, still, like, I mean, especially if they're going, I don't know how they're like dispersing, but if they're going to like specific spots, those people in those areas are going to have a lot of change, I would think. And I
I
mean,
don't think
it's
so,
not,
man. I live in Dallas. I don't think anybody would ever notice if the migrant population doubled. I don't think you could tell at all ever. I think that's just a bigoted way of being a person. I don't think you could tell. Like, what does it look like when they come and take over? Like, some people don't get to understand each other. I don't know. Like, it sounds like mostly conservatives are the ones who have yet to like acclimate or uh, what do they call it? Uh, wow, what do they call it? Like, they haven't acclimated to the fact that America's a multicultural nation. We're a melting pot. There's all sorts of people here. None of that's going to save you, especially if you live on a farm. I'm going to guess you live somewhere out in the boonies and you probably have never seen anybody like once a week, maybe.
I mean, listen, I like the different, I like the melting pot, but I mean, I don't think that you have to be methodical about it. You can't
Assimilation,
just,
thank you. Like tell me like what the actual why is this worth so much money and fucking up our economy to such an extreme? Why is it worth it? It's that so that you sitting alone on your farm can just imagine more people are gone or something?
no, I don't want the culture to change
What
too quickly.
culture?
Just English speaking Christian culture that was how the country was founded.
It's not really how it was founded. I mean, I think it's a good thing we've moved as far away from the Christian
Well,
values that were here when we were founded because they were like slavery and a bunch of other stuff, child marriage. I'm pretty sure it's a very good thing we moved away from that, right?
just because yours has more, um, like it's less restrictive does not mean that it's better. I don't know why you, and that's why I think the liberal mindset is so toxic
Now,
because it
I literally
sees
can't get a real
less
reason.
restriction as being
I
wholly
don't
good, and I don't believe
I
that's
can't
the case.
I don't believe that like you've given me a real reason why you want to ruin all of these people's lives. Millions of people.
Well, it's not ruining their lives, but I mean, I find that you would be probably hypocritical if, if Japan, for example, didn't want to let in millions and millions of white people. That's their right. It's their
Japan's not a
culture.
melting
They don't
pot.
want to do
Japan's not
that.
America. If you want to be like Japan,
Okay,
let's do it.
exactly.
Yeah,
Like,
so we
why do
can
we have to make it such a big melting pot?
because that's how it was
I think
started. That's how it was
a minimal
started.
melting pot is nice,
You're not
sure.
assimilating to America because America is a melting pot. You need to assimilate to that.
Well, you just think that every culture is the same, and I don't believe that.
I don't think it's all the same. I think that it's
Well, then
beautiful.
why don't we allow in multiple, like, why don't we allow in
Here's
millions and millions of Middle Eastern immigrants that, practice incest all the time?
I don't think we already have plenty of Christians and stuff that do that here, don't we?
Okay, that's such a meme. That's not true. But
Why is it mean
do
to
you know what the
Christians but
Saudi
not to
Arabian,
them?
do you know what the Saudi Arabian incest rate is? I just want you
Do
to
you know
guess.
what the child predator rate is for being in a church here?
Just guess.
What is it?
Yeah, I'll guess if you guess mine.
Okay, so in the Appalachians is about 40%. So is it better or worse?
It's a lot worse.
Yeah. What
I
is
mean,
it?
there's a whole country that
What
we're
is it?
talking about.
Uh-huh.
65%.
Okay.
It,
So
it's that across a lot
if
of
a
Middle Eastern
million
countries.
people come
No,
here,
no.
none of them actually practice that
Can
as
I
far as
please
I
ask a
know.
follow up question?
Sure.
Okay, so why should we, in your view, we should just allow them to come in because I mean they want amnesty, whatever they
And
want.
just exist just like you? Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so you think that all cultures are the same in your view?
I don't think they're the same. I don't rank them in a
Well, you
hierarchy
think that
though.
they're equally as conducive to our society, right? I mean, you would have to say that with
Sure,
your view.
yes. Yeah, they're all equally as conducive. There's no culture that's here that is like on the brink of taking over or dying. It's all just I mean besides trans people there is like a you guys are doing a genocide on trans people, but other than that, everybody here is doing just fine. We can all get
Well, that's not
along.
true, but okay.
We can all get along. I mean, aside from people like you don't even get along with
I love
people
this like whole
culturally
we're innocent.
similar to you.
We don't do anything. We're innocent. You people killed Charlie Kirk
You
in the
people,
middle with his family there. Yes, your
y'all,
side.
your
And then
side does.
at his memorial, you started stomping on all the flowers and like causing a fiasco.
He's a horrible person.
You're not some benevolent group of people.
No one
I know
thinks
you
they
think
are.
that.
No one's saying
I know
that.
you think that because you acquiesce to people thinking they're the opposite gender. That's not the case.
That's not the case either. And I think it's gross that you guys have been propagandized to think that.
Well, that is what you think. You think that Christians are equivalent to racist, bigot, homophobes that need to be put down. That probably need to be, unalive because
This
they're
is
such a.
this is the chart of terrorism, domestic terrorism here in the United States. You see all the red? That's right-wing domestic terrorism. That's you guys shooting legislators in the face on their front door. That's you guys shooting up police departments, killing people, hanging people because of their race, going through Buffalo supermarkets with the N-word on your gun and shooting people. That's y'all. And then we are literally these little black dots. So Charlie was just this little black dot right here, okay? And we do some bad stuff. Y'all are the worst. You guys win the trophy every year, and it's only getting worse because of Trump's rhetoric. It's only getting worse.
Yeah, I don't. I would need to see this graph if you think I'm just going to accept this graph,
Sorry, man.
especially with that. It
I've
was
been,
like a 144 pixel graph. If you think that I'm going to accept that
dude.
as like,
There's
the
not a
law,
single source you'll find that doesn't say that right wing domestic terrorism is 70%. It's all of them say it, all of it.
you think so?
Yeah, I know so. Yes,
Which one? Which ones have done? Which ones have done anything? Because you
I
guys seem
just
to be
told
the
you.
ones that are always rioting. You know, you killed Charlie Kirk. You killed all the
You
other
killed Charlie
people.
Kirk. You guys killed Melissa Hortman and her husband like a month before it. Trump never mentioned it. He wants it to seem all one-sided. But you guys came up to their front door and shot them in the
And then
face.
you had Thomas Crooks, and
That
then
was
you
a
had the
right
other
winger.
guy, the
Right winger.
Ukrainian guy.
Both
Huh?
right wingers.
Oh, he's a right winger.
Yes.
Were you raised religious,
Yeah.
but you're not religious now?
No.
Do you think that that could be the same thing with him? Maybe he had like registered as a Republican, but now he's not.
No, I'm sure that you hope
You
that
ever
you
think
would
that?
might be like that, but there's no evidence of that.
Okay, okay, but so are you claiming are you inferring that he was like a Trump supporter?
He wanted to unalive both presidents. I think he lost his marbles. I
Oh,
think
you
that
think so? What would make you think that?
because it was written fucking down.
It was written down where?
Yes, he had a fucking
Who
what's it
knows
called?
anything about Thomas Crooks?
He wrote it down. He had a fucking what's it called? He had a he had
Yeah,
a
no,
he had a
no one
note that he
knows.
left. Yeah, he did.
I didn't see this.
Yes, he had
I don't think
plans.
anyone saw this.
He has I guess you never dug into it. Maybe your politicians weren't showing you all of this that he was a right winger. But I'm
Oh,
sure
okay,
because it's
so
hurtful to your thing.
it's
But
just hard for me to believe because it seems like you're
this
trying
is
to do like a lot of
this is what I know. This is what I know.
cover,
The left, we want to feed and house everybody. The right hates people for their beliefs,
which
for
can
their
happen.
origins, for their skin color, for all sorts of
No, I don't
reasons.
think so.
No,
I
these are
really don't
the
think so.
variety
I
of
think that
people
you
that exist on
guys,
your side. Yes.
I think that you guys are exactly that. You don't like white people because you equate them to racist, bigot, homophobes that are
You said
destroying the
white?
country. Yes.
No, we don't think all white people are racist, bigot, homophobes. I think that all people have some sort of
Okay, well, can
racism,
I finish
especially
what I
people
said? What
that
I
grew
was
up in the
saying?
South. Sure.
Okay, can I finish what I'm saying? So you have a prejudice towards these people. No one has a prejudice towards anybody on the left. It's their ideology that is so harmful that we
We
say.
don't have an ideology.
Yes, you do.
What is it?
Whenever you completely abandon science
In
and
what
you
way?
start saying things that are like everything's up to interpretation, that's a problem.
I don't know what that
Whenever you say that
means.
I'm born a boy, but if I want to be a girl and if I want to like, castrate myself or do any sort of thing to myself that I should be able to, that's a problem
That's a
that we
problem.
see.
That's not a
Yeah.
thing on the left, okay? First of all, you just widely misinterpret like what's going on there. And also, that's just a thing going on all over the world, and it has been since the beginning of time. We don't do any sort of political campaigning on this. We don't have any messaging on this at all. So what y'all are doing is just gaslighting us into defending this minority group. You're attacking them unprovoked. It's disgusting.
No, I think it's mainly because the liberals kind of the left nowadays, you guys kind of see everything through like the communist lens. There's an oppressor and there's the oppressed. You see the oppressor as the white man, and then the oppressed is always changing. One week it's black people, the next it's LGBTQ. It's always this, and you feel this need to topple them over, to
None
do
of us
whatever
are
you
doing any
can,
of that. Are any of
to do
us
whatever you
are any
can.
of our politicians doing any of this, or is it all of y'all? All of y'all just straight up out of nowhere. Your
I'm
politicians,
just talking about
Trump,
like you.
all
I'm
of
talking
them.
about your ideology.
Again, you can't assign us this ideology. None of us are doing this. This is not part of our
Everyone knows that
politics.
this is the case, man.
No, it's
Everyone.
because of the messaging on the right. It's because he's brainwashed y'all. None of us are doing
No,
that. Can you show
it's not
me?
at
Can
all.
you show me
This is
some?
100%
Can you
true.
show me some of the propaganda that's brainwashed us from the left?
What are you looking for?
Yeah, like some one of our politicians going, "This is how you should think of gender. This is how you should think of that." Because I have that for y'all. Do you have any of that for us?
Well, it's everywhere.
Well,
It's in
that's
the
just society.
institutions.
That's
It's in the
organic.
Pixar films. It's in this, that, and
That's
the other.
organic. That is
Everything is
regular
anti-Christian.
anti-Christian.
Yes,
I think
all
that
these
you
things are
guys are doing
anti-Christian,
this.
and I
I
think
think
that
that
you
you
guys don't
guys.
like.
I
I
don't
think
like
that you don't like
Christians.
Christianity
I
because
don't.
Christianity has a scaffolding to it.
A
You don't like
scaffolding.
scaffolding. You don't like any structure. You see structure as synonymous with oppression,
I
and
don't
that's
think
not
so.
what it is.
I think that you just
I
show.
think that's
I think
exactly
that
what it
you want to
is.
be oppressed so bad. Christians, that you said, are under attack. You guys rule
No,
everything.
I just want some semblance of structure and
I get
Christianity
that you need
specifically.
structure and you like authoritarians. That's what most right wingers, they like need some sort of daddy figure to tell them what to do. That's not us.
Well, no, I don't think so at all. I think someone that's just a strong leader that will put their foot down is what
Hmm.
you don't like. So you see anyone that has any sort of, uh, lack of better words, balls to put their foot down, you see them as being like a big bad daddy figure. No, I
He's
think you're the
definitely
one that
not.
sees it like that.
I think he's definitely not alpha male, right? Like, so he's very insecure. He lashes out at people, and you can just tell his hurt overpowers his ability to like maintain and regulate his emotions. So he lashes out. He gets real mean all the time. It's the sign of emotionally unintelligent people. Like most of the which I would say Christians are usually this type of person. Because instead of actually seeking some sort of objective way to fix and address their emotional problems or their trauma, they like pray about it. They think that putting their hands together and speaking does telepathy to a magic person in the sky.
Well, I mean, that's okay that that's how you see it. And, I hope you can one day see our point of view, but you
Mm-hmm.
realize that that has been, multiple societies have been successful off that. Your ideology is what, like
Finish
20,
finish
20,
this
30
sentence.
years old?
Finish this sentence. The Lord is
You
my
think your society and ideology is like 20, 30 years old,
the Lord is
right?
my
And you think that it's going to be sufficient
the
into the
Lord is
future?
my shepherd, right? That would make you a sheep.
Yeah, what about it?
That would make you a sheep, right?
What does it? No, what are you talking about?
Isn't the Lord your shepherd?
Yes.
So what does that make you?
He he guides me and he gives me like not intuition, but
Mm,
his spirit,
yeah,
guides us.
yeah. That's
Well,
normal. That's
okay,
totally
it's
normal.
fun. It's funny that you can say it's like this big fairy tale thing, and the thing is, I'll even concede it could be, but even if it were, it's a tradition that's been around for thousands of years. And what is a
Nice.
tradition? It's a set. Well, hold up, just let me finish.
I
A
mindlessly following
tradition.
tradition is
Let
cool.
me finish, brother.
Go
Just
ahead.
let me finish. A tradition is a set of experiments that worked. So it could be
It's not true.
false.
It's not true.
It could be completely
A
false.
tradition is not
Okay, well then,
something a set of
yeah, okay, well
experiments
in
that
this
work.
case,
That's
in
not
this
true.
context, it is.
Actually,
So
we
it
have
could
a
be
lot of
false
science around this. We
in
have
terms of a literal
this is what
sense.
you could if you ever want to look this up. There's a bunch of studies they did with like prayer and how prayer doesn't change the outcomes of anything. If you want to actually look at this in a scientific lens, I don't like you just said that the left abandons the
Hold up, hold up, hold
science.
up, hold up. Before you go any further, is this psychology?
What do you mean psychology?
This would have to be psychology, right?
No, this would be science,
Or
right?
like sociology?
No, like so if you pray for like a flower to grow better, do you think that flower grows better?
Well, obviously not in these sort of things. No, I don't think that that would have any
Yeah, what do
use.
you think that prayer has an effect on?
Um, I think with your I mean, I don't think that you just throw out rationality. Like I don't think that you just throw out
So you can't
rationality
really
and
rationalize this. Got it. And we're crazy, you're
well,
not.
wait, real quick. No, I don't think that because you pray and he's not like physically there with you,
I
that you
didn't
just
say that.
throw out rationality and you think that you
Uh-huh.
can just start flying. You think that I could just summon like fire. And the funny
I
thing is, you're
I
talking
don't
about
know
like
where the
psychology
bounds
experiments.
these aren't psychology. Again.
Well, they would have to be.
No, they're not.
Okay.
Yeah, there's no
You're saying that
evidence.
if you pray, it doesn't have any effect on
How,
you. That would have to
hey,
be a
how
psychological
old is
thing.
the Earth?
I don't know.
You
Do
give
you?
like a range?
I mean, I know they say like 4.6 billion.
Okay. What does your Bible say?
A few thousand, but I don't. I mean, you do realize it's a mix
So,
of allegorical and historical,
uh-huh.
right?
Oh, okay. And who gets to decide which ones are which?
I think you need someone that is well versed in it, like a scholar.
What if two different scholars don't agree?
Well, I mean, that's why we have debates about it,
So you really have no idea what's
and
true
we
and
look
what's
at the
not in your
history and
Bible, and
everything.
you have no framework. You're just making it up for yourself. So just
Well, the
extra
thing is,
steps.
you don't really have anything to ground your truth in,
What do you mean? We're just like
right?
a
Because it's all
science.
preference. It's all preference, right?
My morality is preference.
Yeah, but did your morality was it different 5 years ago than it was today?
Yep.
Oh, it was? Okay, well, do you think 5 years from now it'll be different then?
Yep.
So it's ever changing and it's all dependent upon your life circumstances, right?
Yeah. So if God told you to
Okay.
kill,
Wait,
if
wait.
God
I'm
told you
not
to
done.
kill somebody,
I'm not done
if
asking
God
questions.
told you to
I'm not. I
kill,
want to
I
ask one more
answered
question.
three. My
I want to
turn.
ask one more question.
Okay, go ahead.
Is that not exactly what led to like the mustache man on
No,
society?
that was Christian. That was a Christian movement.
No, it wasn't. That is not conducive with any sort of Christianity
Well,
outlook.
Christianity was used in it. Yeah, it was.
No, it wasn't.
Was.
No, no, it wasn't.
Was.
It wasn't. If you can prove this in some way, somehow, I would love to
Yeah.
see it.
All right, got you.
To go around unaliving people as being some like Christian.
Adolf Hitler strategically used Christian language and imagery to gain political power in Germany, despite privately harboring contempt for the religion. Well, that's probably what Trump does, while publicly presenting himself as a defender
Okay,
of
so he
positive
weaponized it.
Christianity. Yeah, they used Christianity.
So he weaponized it.
Yeah, just like they're using it on you, bro. You think Trump, who's pretty much our
I
Hitler, is a good guy.
I never said that. No,
You
I
didn't
actually
say
don't
that?
think Trump is a
You
good guy at
don't
all.
even,
No.
but he holds your
Roll
values.
the
Who's
clip
the
back.
bad guy now?
Roll the clip back. I've never said
Who has the most
anything
malleable
exceptionally.
morals now? Who is the most
I've never said
malleable
anything
morality?
exceptionally good about Trump here.
You're the one who says your side in Trump embodies the Christianity and like values that you do.
Well, I said my side more so than your side. Yes.
Okay, and can you tell me which of those that you're talking about? You just said familial stuff, like he's ripping families apart, but he just kind of says those things.
Well, I mean, see, this is the thing again. You can vilify it and say that he's ripping families apart, but we have to have some sort of structure in this United States,
We did have
or else we would just
structure.
have anarchy,
We've
or else
existed.
we would just
We have
have
all.
anarchy,
I
right?
know that's a straw man. We have structure. We have plenty of structure with thousands of laws around the border, thousands of
Okay,
agents.
so is it a law?
What's a law?
Is it a law that you just can't come into the country illegally and have citizenship?
Yeah, we have many laws, right? And we could
Okay,
spend
well then
hundreds
there
of
you go.
billions of dollars pursuing every person who breaks each of these laws. But if they're if they're benign laws or problems, like in this case, undocumented immigrants, there's no negative outcomes you can point to. You're just you're basically just under the spell of whatever Trump's been feeding you for 10 years. You're just obsessed with this because I could point to many other things that you would never want to pursue to the degree that Trump has with this
See, this is
immigration.
the thing, man. It goes back to what I said about the Muslims earlier. That like if we had Middle Eastern, you can't just think that all cultures are the same. They're different,
Again,
and
this is not going to
they're
have a
not better than
change
the
on that.
other.
These are
And
3%.
everyone's equal.
3%
Everyone's
of our
equal under.
country. So you're ready to
Okay,
rip
real quick,
people
just let
apart
me
because
finish
of your
this, man.
cultural preferences. You're ready to fuck up our economy and rip the families apart for your cultural preferences.
No, I think that if they want to come into the country, I think that's an awesome thing. I really do. I want
So now
people
the
to
caveat is if
experience.
they come legally, you don't care about their culture.
Yeah, no, I don't.
Well, then how
Because
can you tell
then
between
at least
somebody?
at least you would be able to like know the amount that's coming in. You could at least do like background. You could
We
understand that
already
they're
do
good
that. We can
people.
do that. We already do that.
Okay, well then why are we having some criminals come here?
That's always going to happen. We have so few criminals here that are
Okay, well
undocumented.
it should be zero. They
That's
should be
insane.
vetted before
That's
they get any
stupid. That's the
citizenship.
most expensive thing I've ever heard of. It should be zero. That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah, there should be zero.
Why? We could use that same money.
Because
We could
they're a
use that
citizen
same.
here. They
Hold on.
pay taxes.
Well, so do
They shouldn't just
undocumented.
be killed by someone else that doesn't belong here.
Again, that's you're just extra hurt by somebody like a murder that took place because of the nature of their citizenship, which is stupid and arbitrary. Because there's no pattern of people who are undocumented committing a bunch of murders. It's the opposite.
Well, there are.
No, there's not.
What about Lakeland Riley?
That's one.
What was her name?
Lake and Riley. You got one.
Yeah, Lakeland Riley.
That was like 2
Okay,
years
well,
ago.
I mean, okay, we can look up multiple if you want,
I
but there
thought there
should be
was 30
zero.
million people here. Shouldn't they all be killing people?
Well, I mean, we can look up a lot of different things if you want. I don't have a computer in front of me, but
I'm
we
gonna
can
help you
look up
out.
the different crimes that they have.
Last year, 29 murders took place from undocumented migrants. How many do you think
Okay, well,
took
that's great
place?
that that's murders alone.
I know. And how many
But
murders do
let's
you
talk
think took
about
place in the
okay,
country?
well,
Out of
hold up,
how many
hold up.
how many murders do you think
You're
took
you're
place?
using this small number. What other things could have happened? Were drugs sold? Were what
We
else
have
could
a
have happened?
plenty of people who are citizens do that. Why are we
Okay,
looking at migrants and trying to figure out how they're bad?
because they don't pay taxes.
They do pay taxes. They paid 97 billion last year.
Well, no, they don't.
Yes, they do. 97 billion last year.
How would they get? How would they pay taxes if they're illegal?
You literally they just keep y'all so dumb and blind over there, don't you? They like,
Well, no, I'm genuinely asking.
dude, they paid. Have you ever
Like,
heard
I'm
of an
sure some do,
ITIN?
maybe.
Do you
But
know
like,
what
if they're
IT?
here,
Do you
if they're
know?
here illegally and they're staying away from ICE and all these other things, how are they paying taxes?
I just told you. Do you know what an ITIN number is?
No, what is it?
It's a tax identification number. It's specifically for people who are undocumented, so they can pay taxes.
Okay, do you think that they're all using it?
No,
Every single one of
we
them?
can see how many are, and they paid 97 billion last year.
Okay, that's great. But do you think that they all are?
No, there's no way that they all are paying
Okay,
local
well,
and
they all
state
should be.
taxes. They're all paying local and
Okay, well,
state taxes.
okay, well, then they all should be.
Well, again, what are they pulling from?
I don't know. I'm telling you that
So
they
you have
all
no
should
idea
be.
why you want them gone. You're just still figuring it out.
Well, because I've already explained this to you, but you don't see the flaw in it.
It's cultural.
I've already showed you. Yes, I've showed you that not all cultures are the same,
So you're just
right?
straight up xenophobic.
No, because I've already said that I think that everyone's equal under the eyes of God, but I don't think that
You
some
can't
cultures
just
would be conducive. Dude, are you gonna just like cut me off whenever I'm like in the middle
dude,
of a sentence?
you keep doing that. You keep going point to point to
No,
point.
I've let you finish, and in the future, I'll let you finish every one of your statements if you allow
I
me to
don't
finish
like your
mine.
culture. Can I have y'all deported?
No, you can't.
Then what are you doing? You guys are doing this to Somalis? You guys are doing it to people who are legally present?
Okay, can we go there?
Yeah.
Can I just immigrate to whatever other country I want? Japan, China, anywhere I want?
With a visa, yeah.
No, you can't.
Yes,
You
you
can't
can
just go
with a
there and
visa.
become a citizen.
You
No,
can get a
you
visa.
can't.
You can get a visa.
I promise you, you can't. It's
Yeah,
not
I
as
know
simple
that
as
you
you
can't
just
just
show
go
up at
be
the
a
border
citizen. You
and
can
you
go
just
with a
get
visa. You
citizenship.
can go stay.
Yeah, okay. I love how you just simplify to that, but it's not that simple. It's not nowhere near as forgiving as it is here.
60% of the people here that you're kicking out are just on overstayed visas. So, yeah, I don't think Japan is dumb enough to go spend like more than we spend on our military to go figure all this out and kick people out because of cultural problems. That's dumb.
Yeah, well, okay, so I just want to establish this once again. So you think that all cultures are the same and they would all be conducive to our society? Even if you had
Yes.
ones even if you had ones sort of like Saudi Arabia
Hmm.
or any of the Middle Eastern countries that have like
Yeah,
65%
we
incest
have
and
those people.
underage
All of
marrying
those
underage
people.
girls, etc.
Y'all do that here. The people that come here.
And well, real quick, we should acquiesce to that, right? Because it's their culture and we should give all
Listen,
cultures the same.
we
Wait, answer that question. You keep
yes,
on dodging
yes,
these questions.
we have, yes.
Okay,
We ask, yes, yes.
if
We
like
let you
if
guys
someone from the
mutilate.
Middle East
We let you
wants to
guys
come
mutilate
here,
children's genitals. We let you guys do that all the time. We let you
wait,
guys fuck
that's
around with all that
you.
shit.
What are you
We,
talking about? That's you.
yeah, circumcision.
Okay, it's a fair point.
Yeah,
I really don't know the like reasons for it. I know it's
yeah,
biblical,
yeah.
but wait, shouldn't that be okay in your eyes?
No, no, there's no use for that.
But it's okay to have a mastectomy underage?
Underage?
Yeah.
Yes,
Like a
that's
15-year-old,
it.
or like pump
If
them up
they
with HRT?
if you need a double mastectomy because of a problem that you're having underage, yeah, that's fine.
Well, what if it's not a problem? What if they just think, like, sort of like Jazz Jennings? Do you think that that's okay?
I don't think you need to do that strictly for personal preferences, but if you're experiencing gender dysphoria, I think that you should just leave like your weird Christian beliefs out and let doctors handle it.
Good God.
Right? We're the ones who just say let the science and doctors handle it. You want to do some weird Christian shit?
One second. Hey, what's up? Sorry.
Okay.
Got someone here. What's up?
All right. So we're the ones just following science and whatever the data says, and you guys are doing some weird Christian shit, and you guys are trying to stop us.
Oh my God. Yeah, I think that you just put too much trust in science.
So you don't like science. You just said that we don't believe in science. Now you're
Well,
saying you don't really believe in it?
listen, it's definitely easily hijacked through money.
Uh-huh. And do you have any evidence of that for this?
Yes.
What is it?
Them telling us that eggs and butter and bacon and all these other things, they were bought out, and to tell us that cereal is healthy and all these other sugar,
Therefore,
you know,
this specific
things with
incident,
tons of sugar in it are healthy.
therefore
Yes.
this specific incident is not real for you?
What do you mean?
So you were lied to about sugar and eggs, and therefore this specific study that backs the science of people getting gender affirming care, that is specifically something you're going to dismiss because of butter?
Well, that's just a very small one.
Okay, so I'm asking you
It's
for
happening
evidence
on a very
about
large scale
this.
as
I'm
well.
asking you evidence about this, right? So you just have a superstitious belief that this is also tainted
Well,
like the
no,
butter?
it's not superstitious.
What makes you think this specific science is tainted?
Sorry.
What makes you
Um,
think that this specific science is tainted?
it's tainted.
Yeah.
Because I mean, for example, the COVID vax
You're
was
talking
not
about
good for
COVID
people to
now.
have.
What about this? What
Yeah,
about
well,
this?
because I'm showing you. Okay,
How are they related?
because they're obviously they knew that it wasn't good to
What
put
about
into young kids'
how is
bodies,
this in COVID
but they
related?
got tons of money per vaccine that they administered.
How is this in COVID related?
Well, I'm just showing you that it's big pharma is not like this whole. It's not like a good thing completely. I
Okay,
know you
but
think that
you're not doing
it
anything
is,
about
but it's
this,
not.
right? Like I could, so this has the same doubt that you have for heart surgery and every other medicine that you trust, or do you trust this one especially less?
Well, what exactly are we talking about? Are we
I'm trying
talking
to
about
figure out
like
what
the
your
the
beliefs in science
transgender?
are. Like why you have a weird bigoted transphobic stance on this. Because you haven't actually said anything. You're just like,
Oh,
well,
on
this is
trans
all a lie
on.
because of the butter.
Well, no, I was just showing you that it can definitely be, bought out. That's
Yeah.
without a doubt true.
Okay. Yeah.
Um, why I have an aversion to the trans thing?
Yeah.
Well, first off, if they're doing it underage, I don't think that you're in the right mind to make that decision. Whether
That's
you're,
why they have
and I think it's
doctors and parents. They don't need your
well,
help.
the doctors get paid to do the surgeries and things like that, right?
Yeah, but so do every other doctor that performs
So are they
life-saving surgery.
incentivized?
Yes, they're incentivized
Okay,
just
so
like
they
every
are
other doctor.
incentivized to give out medicine. Do you know what the third leading cause of death is?
Lung disease.
No, it's a misdiagnosis.
Okay. Do you have any
It
evidence that
is.
this is
It
being
is a
misdiagnosed?
misdiagnosis.
Do you have
A
any evidence that this is
misdiagnosis.
being misdiagnosed?
Well, I don't need it. It just logically entails.
No.
It
That's not an
does.
answer.
If a misdiagnosis is the third cause of death, leading
Why are
cause of
you
death,
attacking this? How are people dying from being misdiagnosed from this?
I would say, well, definitely anyone in the LGBTQ has higher rates of depression,
Do you know
suicidal
what
thoughts,
happens? Do you know what happens after they receive?
STDs.
Do you know what happens after they receive care in this regard to their suicide rate?
Um, I wouldn't think anything good because all the medications have multiple side
Okay,
effects.
well you're wrong. It's literally they cut it in half. It cuts in half. And then people like
You
you make
sure?
it worse. Yes.
And I wonder what will on a long enough time frame
Dang,
how
it's
that
almost
would.
like we have the science for this and the doctors already know this and that's why they administer this help.
Well, it's funny because every medication has like 10 side effects
So,
and
but
they
you're not
tend
talking
to
about why are you
evolve into
attacking
other
why are
things.
you attacking this medication specifically?
Well, because I already told you that the third leading cause of death is misdiagnosis.
But what you're just alluding to all medications. What about this? Why this?
Well, it would just entail.
Okay, you're sitting here cornering me on trans people getting gender affirming care or just children getting gender affirming care. Do you have any science to give me besides your feelings? Do you have any
I
reason you're
mean, yeah,
attacking
sure,
this and not knee
we
replacement
could.
surgery?
Well, first off, it's irreversible. So I
That's not
think that
true.
anything that's irreversible, okay,
What about
if
knee
you get
surgery?
some knee surgery,
Yeah.
well, it depends on what they do. I don't, what type of knee surgery?
What's the regret rate of knee surgery?
I don't know, but I know like back and hip and all this other stuff is very
It's
high.
really high, right? What's the regret rate of people getting trans or gender affirming care?
Well, considering it's only been around for how many years? 10, 15? I mean, we'll have to see.
Or if the first surgery was done in 1930 here,
Okay, well, I'm talking about in our society today.
that's yes. So
Well,
you asked
have you
how
ever
long
heard
it
of the
went
John
back.
Joan case? Have you ever heard of the John Joan case?
You're pivoting. How many people have a
Well,
regret
well, I'm
rate?
showing you that this isn't just
What's the
something
regret rate?
that's the regret rate. I have no idea.
It's less than 2%.
Less than 2%.
Yeah. So
Yeah, I guess we'll
why
have
are
to
you running
see.
interference for this?
Well, I'm just well, we would need to see it on a long enough time frame,
Are
right?
you doing this for everything? What about Ozempic? How long has that been out?
Probably like 3 to 5 years.
Why
But the
aren't you
thing
running
is,
interference for people on that?
how long have these studies been watching?
Do you
Because I'm
ha-
sure if someone got a back surgery, listen, you're gonna have to let me talk because you keep on like interjecting whenever I'm talking. I wonder like what the like people that get back surgeries if it's within the same amount of time that they start complaining about it as we've had the same amount of time as we've
so
had these transgender surgeries.
okay, again, you're just wondering. You don't have any actual evidence of this. You're trying to figure out how you can be allowed to hate
Well,
women.
I'm showing the potential holes in your argument.
No, there are no holes in this. All of these things have
Yeah,
been.
well it is. Well, okay, well then just tell me when did the study start?
When did the
Did it start in like
studies
2020?
start? We
Yeah,
actually had we
when
had
did it
all.
start?
So before you guys burned it down the first time in 1930s, the leading center that studied
Oh,
all of
you
this stuff.
guys.
Yes, the leading center that studied all of this stuff uh, was an institute that studied trans people and gay and all this stuff and gender studies. You guys burned it to the ground, and you guys are doing it again here. But back in the 1930s, we were much further ahead than we were like 30 years ago. But we're rebuilding it.
Oh, we had more science advancement
Hmm.
back then. Have you ever heard of the John Joan case
What is it?
with David Reimer?
No.
It was the very first transgender surgery because, and this just goes to show that it's not completely just like up to, it's malleable. Like gender is not malleable.
Gender's
The very
not
first
malleable.
one was done by a guy named John Money. He accidentally like cut off something, I guess, whenever he's given a circumcision. This is just the gist of it. So he told the parents to just raise this boy as a little girl. The little girl confused her whole life, depressed, ended up committing S-side because it goes to show that you can't just like we have different instincts, men and women.
Okay, that's not science. So what you probably did was like torture
Well,
somebody
just
and
look up the
gave
John
them.
Joan case with David Reimer.
Okay, it
And
sounds
John
like
Money was the,
okay,
I
it
mean,
sounds like they tried to force somebody into gender dysphoria and tortured them for life.
okay, so you're admitting that it is gender dysphoria?
It
It's
sounds
not
like
just
it.
something that,
Do you know what
what's
that
up?
is?
Yes.
Okay, do you believe it's real?
Hey,
I believe
knock
it's,
knock.
I definitely believe it's real, yeah.
Okay, then
Hey,
why don't
knock
you let
knock,
people get
because I
treatment
hate
for it?
liars.
Okay.
Knock knock because I hate liars. Bert, that's not what happened. Actually,
Well,
John
let's look it
Money.
up. I'll look it up for you right now.
I'm talking. Oh, you can look it up while I'm talking. So
Yeah,
John
yeah. You
Money
look it up.
actually
I'll just do it
shut
for you.
up. I'm talking. John Money proved the opposite of everything that you're saying. John Money, who was blackballed and not seen as credited for any of the work he's done, proved just the opposite. Actually, it proved that you can't confuse children, as it turns out, with gender. It proved the exact opposite. It proved you can't
Wait,
you can't
wait,
confuse
wait,
children.
hold up really quick.
I'm still talking. I would finish if you would shut up. So it
Are
proved.
you are you like in
I'm
bed
still
next to your husband or
talking.
something? Is that why you're whispering?
I'm still talking. Shut the fuck up. I'm still
Shut the fuck
talking.
up.
I'm not yelling at you. It's not my fault you have to talk with testosterone. Get a grip. Find a hobby.
Okay, is this just like you realize you can just look this up, the John/Joan
If you
case?
would shut up, I could talk.
It was a botched circumcision.
Shut. That's not. No,
Okay,
you're yapping
look
just
it
to
up.
yap.
You want me to live stream it?
I
I'm looking it
want
up
you to
right
shut
here.
up so I can
You don't
talk.
know anything. You're gonna argue out of emotion the whole time.
I don't have emotion about this. I
You
was
don't
going
know
to tell
anything.
you what
Me and him are
happened.
talking. Do you have to like just come
You
up and
clearly
be like
don't
an
know
obstacle to that?
anything.
You're not gonna add any
You
into this.
clearly don't know anything.
You're not
I
gonna add
can't
any
finish
into
a
this.
sentence because you never let women finish.
You're not gonna add anything to this.
You're crashing out. So if I'm not adding
Just
anything
can you
to it,
get to
why
the
don't
thing?
you
I know
just
you wanted
close
to
your
come
ears
up
and
here and get
mute?
your little roses and like feel self-important, but can you get to it already?
It's not my fault your dick is small. Are you done? Thought so.
Ooh, great. Now can you
Okay.
hurry up with your stupid comment?
Have you had an orgasm yet? Are you done?
Oh my God. These self-important women. I swear. Just gotta come up and ruin it.
It's not my fault you're sad and lonely and emotional.
Yeah, no, I'm fine. I'm not with are you next to someone right now?
You're talking more than I am. Are you serious?
Can you just get to it? Because we're having a pretty nice debate here. And you come up and you want to be the phone a friend and he feels guilty to let you up.
It's not my fault you talk with misogyny and you can't let women finish. I don't know what you want to do
Okay,
with
are you
that.
reading about the case now and you got educated on it and now you're retracting your statement?
I didn't make a statement that I needed to retract
Okay, well,
because you
you
won't
just told
shut
me
the
I was
fuck
lying
up.
about the whole thing and it's 100%
Because you
true.
are lying. I didn't
Yeah,
finish the
gender
sentence.
is not just, up to
I
interpretation.
didn't say anything
It's
about gender.
biological.
I didn't say anything about gender. What are you talking
Okay, then
about?
why'd you come up?
I haven't made a statement for you to respond to. You
Okay,
keep
you just
running your
want to be up in
mouth.
front of 300 people and feel important, get your little rose. Oh, you got a rose. Nice. That's awesome. Now, I
Dude,
was actually really enjoying this debate with Pickles because he's a lot more charitable than the rest of you.
you just told me that I want to feel important and you have 184 followers? Fuck.
Damien,
Oh,
thank you
God.
for the $5. Conservative Christianity is not real Christianity. These so-called
Oh
Christians
my
are
God.
obsessed with trans people and
Why
white
do y'all do
people.
this? You got to phone in a friend and then the friend doesn't even
Dude, all
like
right.
say or
Are
do
you
anything.
ready? Are you ready to shush it?
Yeah, I'm ready to debate, but then you have to phone in a friend that adds absolutely nothing.
Damien, thank you for the $5. White men are responsible for the greatest destruction to depravity in human history, morally bankrupt. Thank you.
Oh my God.
I'm just waiting for you to finish, Bert. Get your rocks off so I can talk.
Yeah, you can go now. You can talk in a condescending little whisper voice, even though your IQ is low and you're not going to add anything to this conversation at all.
Oh, gosh. Okay, so he seems done. Glad. So the John Money case proved that you can't confuse children about their gender identity. And how it proved that is because when John Money did the horrendous thing he did, which was a surgical mishap where the child was supposed to go in for circumcision, and he did the complete opposite. He told the parents that if they just raised the child as the opposite gender, that the child would turn out to be that opposite gender. That's not what happened. Actually, the child suffered from intensive gender incongruence. And because of the parents trying to force them to be what John Money at the time was labeling as transgender, that child ended up committing suicide uh, due to that doctor's actions. And that discredits the argument that you people make
Oh,
that
wow. You just said what
you,
I said. Nice.
that's not what you said, you
Nice.
did.
That's exactly what I said.
That's not what you
It's
said.
a more of a biological thing. This whole gender
That's
thing is not
not,
up to
that's
interpretation.
What
You can
part of
not
talk
it?
what you
slow.
Hold
said.
You
on.
can talk
What?
slow and whispery and think you're being intelligent. You're not. Thank you. You
All
can
right,
leave
nice,
now.
nice. What part of the subject? What part of the subject of the gender reassignment made them kill themselves? What physical part?
I think just being told that they are this one thing and not seeing,
So it's not physical;
congruency
it's
with it.
psychological.
Well, I mean, they were also taking estrogen as
Wait,
well.
They were
wait,
not taking
They
estrogen.
were. I have it pulled up right here.
They were
I
not
have it
taking
pulled up right here.
estrogen. They
They
were
were
not
dressed and
taking any of
socialized as a
that.
girl. They were given estrogen, forced into therapy sessions.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, you
So
want to just look that up?
the difference is
You can look it up.
there are people who need this type of therapy and there are people who don't. There are people that are experiencing exactly what this subject was probably experiencing without the treatment. That's why they
But
need this treatment.
I thought we're all blank slates, though, in
What do you
your
mean?
like point of view.
No, we don't think we're all blank slates. No.
You don't think so?
No, I think that you're born with an incongruence in mind and body, and that could come to fruition. That could come to realization and be harmful without treatment.
Wait, okay, so you don't think that if you were raised by like two women and they dressed you up in, you know, girl clothes every day, you don't think that your mind would you would take on the role of a woman
You'd
and see
probably
yourself
be
as a woman?
no,
You don't?
no.
That's not how
Okay,
that
so
works.
is it
As a matter of fact,
biological?
that's not how that works. No, it's not biological. So it's a
Well, then
bias.
how would then? But I thought
I'm
you guys thought it
still
was
talking.
environmentally.
I'm mid
Can she leave? Oh
sentence.
my God!
You haven't let me finish. You keep
You
interrupting me every
just.
time I
I mean,
talk.
it's like
Maybe if
we're
you
me and
learn
him
to
are
give a
having a talk, and
gift,
then you come up and
maybe
you
if
talk
you
in this
learn to give a
whispery,
gift,
condescending voice, and
should
you
somebody
don't add
muzzle
anything.
you?
You
Sir,
literally came up here and verbatim said what I said and wasted a lot of
No,
time.
you didn't. You didn't hear her. If that's all you think.
No, she said exactly what I
okay,
said.
Pickles, would you like to mansplain what I just said so that
You
his
didn't
ears
say
open up a
anything of
little bit?
substance. I said
Um, I'd
exactly that.
I'd rather
Somebody,
transplain if I can, Buzzy, if that's
go
okay.
for it. You go
Oh,
for it.
look, another call a friend.
No, it's not a call a friend. It's because I'm trans. Hi, and
Oh, and we're supposed to
you
give
want to talk
you.
about my community? Let's talk about my community.
Yeah, sure. And I'm sure that you have all the credentials to talk about it since you're one of them.
You're talking about my community. What are your credentials?
Yeah, no, I'm just saying, like, we should take everything you say as 100% fact, right? Because
Where
you
did
are
I
one of
say
them.
that?
Are you just
Well, I'm
muddying
just
the
saying that that's kind of
waters?
like the energy
This
you
is called
came up with.
poisoning the well. This is what you just did,
Yeah,
right?
I just want to know what your issue is.
Well, you just came up here saying, this is my community. I'm basically the arbiter or
That's
the
not what I
oracle.
said.
You basically just came up here and said,
That's not
I'm
what
the
I did. I
oracle.
said,
I'm the
you're
oracle of
talking about my
knowledge on this
community.
subject. I'm the
You're
oracle of
talking about
knowledge
my
on this subject.
community.
That's basically what you just came up and said.
I didn't say it's weird that none of that was what I said.
Well,
Just like none of what he said is what I said.
whenever someone comes up and says, "Hey, I'm the I represent this community."
I didn't say that either.
Okay. Yes, you did.
No, I didn't. I said I am trans, and you're talking about my
And you're
community.
talking about my community.
Yeah, I am in the community.
Dude,
Okay, real
all
quick,
it means.
real
Can
quick.
you get
Okay, that's fine. Now, can I
can
ask
we
a
get to the
question?
fucking meat and potatoes here?
Should we take everything you say as 100% like credible, 100% fact, or is there a little nuance here? Like, do I have to take everything you say as
Dude, you're
as
It,
a
it,
law?
muddying
it
the
depends. Am I
waters.
giving you
Since
my
you are,
opinion or am I giving you evidence?
No one here says that about themselves and says that about any of themselves, like opinion. You don't say that about yourself.
that
When
was
you
the
speak,
exact energy that
stop.
she came up with.
Stop. Okay, well you're just in here crying, dude. Can she talk
Sounds
now?
like
Can they
projection.
talk?
Well, no, Pickles, it's funny that you have to call two friends to help you.
When you're talking bad about a minority group, which is pretty much every conservative, yes, I let those groups come up as representation because it's very strange to sit in a fucking imagine yourself in the 1930s with some people in the room discussing their rights that don't even involve
Well, okay,
you.
it's just funny that like me and you can't have a
Personally,
normal
you
debate.
seem to only want to listen to people with a pecker. So, Pickles, can you
Well, no,
mansplain
see,
what I said?
this is the victim mentality you have. I don't have a
It's okay.
problem. I would debate you
It's
one on
okay.
one,
It's
Bert,
okay.
but I
It's
was
where
fine.
debating him one on one, and now he brings up two friends that he's gonna like use
Dude,
to
y'all
like.
been
where were
doing
you
nothing but crying. They
confused?
haven't even been able to say anything, dude.
Yeah, like where are you confused on the John Money case? Where are you confused on this?
No one's confused at all. She came up
You
here,
are
Buzz Lightyear came
confused.
up here and said verbatim what I said.
I didn't know Buzz Lightyear was up here. I see Buzzy up here.
Thank you for the
Oh,
raid, y'all.
okay, yeah,
Thank you for the
Buzzy
cucumbers.
little bumblebee.
I'm glad you can read. Good job, Bert. So do you want to have the conversation?
Yeah, I just want to preface this by saying everything that you say, just because you are in this community, I'm not going to take as law.
Got it.
So
Got it.
I know that
Cool.
I know
Didn't
you
say that
came
you
up
should,
here.
Bert.
I
I
know
don't
you
know why
came
you're
up
having
here.
such an emotional breakdown.
I know you
Could we
came up
have the
here with that
conversation?
expectation. You're going to come
I,
up
I
here.
come up here
I'm
with
the big bad
sources.
Artemis Wolfie.
Do you know that Artemis came up here like fucking 5 minutes ago? Can they talk now, dude?
Yeah,
I've been up here for
sure
10
you can
minutes and
talk, but
still
I'm not.
Holy
couldn't talk.
fuck!
Yeah,
Shut
no,
the fuck up, Bert. Shut up.
you can talk, but I'm not going to take what you say as
Okay, Bert.
as law.
That's great, Bert.
Can
Okay.
somebody muzzle the dog? Jesus.
Yeah, my God.
He
Okay.
yaps more than a chihuahua.
Ooh,
Yeah.
good joke. Your failed stand-up career.
So
Sit,
Buzzy
puppy.
already
Was that like a
Buzzy
joke
already
you
explained
practiced
this
at
to
your
you, Bert.
failed stand-up career? What's
Sit,
up?
puppy.
We also know that like John Money's basis about like gender identity was also factually incorrect because he based it on basically thinking that you could just do a blank slate, which is not what anybody believes. So citing him only substantiates that the current research we have demonstrates that it's biological, sociological, and psychological.
Okay, so it
Big
is a
word,
mental
biopsychosocial schema
it
is
is
what
a
it
mental
is.
disorder then.
No,
How would it not be?
because where did I say anything about it being mental?
Well, if we're not all blank slates, and this person had such a crazy
If
reaction,
you
I
were
would
a
think that
blank,
it's
if you were
biological,
a
right?
if you were a blank slate, you would have no autonomy. Something happens in child growth and development that allows you to build that autonomy, that allows you to build that biopsychosocial
Wait, hold
schema.
up. We're talking about in specifics to gender.
Yes, we are.
Gender
Yeah,
is a
schemas.
Yes. We're not talking
biopsychosocial
about like
schema that develops in early childhood in a certain age range. Bert, do you know when that age range
okay,
is?
so are we blank slates or not?
No.
You
7
you
times,
can't
no.
be a blank. Oh my God, you can't be a blank
Okay,
slate.
whenever I say blank slate, I think you're purposely being obtuse. You
No,
do
I
know
think
that
you're
I'm
being obtuse
saying
and
that
You're
using
directly
incorrect
environmental
answering.
verbiage.
conditions, there are environmental factors that are making me who I am to this day.
You
If I
can't
put
be a
myself in a whole different atmosphere, like I gave with the example of me being with two moms, put in dress every day, put on a wig, if all this other stuff, you think that I would be a
N-
girl, basically a
No,
woman,
we
right?
don't think that.
no,
But the
no.
the one thing I would say that's true about is if you grew up in the Middle East, you would not be Christian. You'd most likely be something else. That's the fact.
Okay, in terms of that, yes, but we're talking about,
No, so the
boy and
reason, so
girl.
even more so, science in big words here. When a female is pregnant and carrying a fetus, there are hormonal washes that happen in utero. Nobody is born a blank slate. Those hormonal washes contribute to your development out of the womb. Blank slates there is no blank slate theory.
Okay, cool. So it is biological to some extent.
Oh my God.
you took from what Buzzy said, then yes.
If
Yeah, I mean
biological to
That's
you
that
just
would just
unbelievable.
means
entail, right?
if biological to you just means like look at their genitals and that's it, or look at their chromosomes and that's it, then no, it's very nuanced. There's no one on your side that has any idea about this stuff. You guys make fun of people who study it.
This is getting ridiculous and annoying.
Yeah, because I think it's anti-science.
And they all
Plus, how
cite,
could
and
you?
they all
Plus,
cite the one, they all cite the
real
one
quick,
doctor
real
that
quick,
fucked it
real
up so
quick,
bad
real
we
quick,
had to
real quick,
readdress the
real quick,
science.
real quick.
We readdressed
Yes,
the
that's
science
great. That's
because the
great.
doctor fucked it
Thank
up
you.
and
Thank
we
you so much.
realized that you
Thank you.
could not confuse children.
Okay,
And
cool.
realizing that we could not confuse children, then we realized
How
that
do
we
you know
have to
that you're
dig
a boy
deeper
or a
into
girl
the
if you've only ever been
science.
one? How can you possibly know
That's an
that?
excellent question, Bert. May I be allowed
Wait,
to
wait, wait.
answer?
I just want to follow up with it. How could I possibly know that I'm a girl if I've only been raised as a male?
I can answer this if you would allow me to.
Yeah, sure.
Because you acknowledge that while you are being told that you are male and you're being told that you are a boy, this does not seem correct to you as an individual as you are growing up. It seems inaccurate because we build schemas, psychological schemas as we grow, which is a cataloging system and how we move throughout our lives.
And you don't think that those schemas would be different if I was put in different environmental conditions?
No,
Because
because they are
No, you don't think
biopsychosocial.
so? But
Yes,
didn't
They
you
are
just
not
say that I would have a
not
different religion
no.
if I was born
they
in the
are
Middle East?
biopsychosocial. All things work together.
Didn't we
It
just say
is
that I would have a different religion if I was
no,
born in the Middle East?
Bert, use your ears and not your vocal cords for 2 minutes. It is as a matter of fact, you just stated you have a computer in front of you. So why don't you look up what biopsychosocial means? It's
Everyone
one
knows
word.
what that means.
What does it mean?
It's in the body, it's in your mind, and it's social.
So that means
I
all of
mean,
these factors have to happen. And honestly, that's not a true definition, but if that's what you got out of that,
Okay,
I'll
that
take
is
it.
exactly what it is.
No, that's
Biological,
not
that's
the
inside your
that's
body.
oh my
it's more
God.
complicated
Psycho
than
would be your mind.
It's not.
And then
It's
social would be
no.
environmental conditions that you're
It's
socially raised in.
no,
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 please. No,
no.
so
Let's look it
God.
up. Let's
no,
look it
wait,
up.
society, hold on.
Please.
We are a social species.
Wait, hold up. No, 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 no,
Social
no. I
is
just want to look this
biological as
up.
well.
I want to look this up really quick
Oh my
before we
god.
go any further.
This
Okay,
is
by the dynamic
ridiculous.
interplay of biological, so the body, genetics, brain chemistry, psychological, thoughts, emotions, behaviors, the mind, as I said, and social, culture, relationships, environment factors. So I was right.
It's not
Go
none
on.
of that.
It's not just, it's a
You're
schema.
not understanding that it works
You just
together.
asked me to define it and you told me it was wrong. So I just wanted to clear that up. Go
I'm
on.
I
trying
didn't
to
tell you it
explain to
was
you.
wrong. It's more, it's a schema. So all of these things have to be happening at the same time. As Artemis said a moment ago, it is cataloging as you develop. All of these things have to be happening simultaneously. So if one thing is happening, that's not going to change an outcome. All of these things have to be simultaneously occurring at the same time, which is why in gender affirming care, they don't come out and initially say that people are trans. That's not how that works. As a matter of fact, because gender identity is developed in the brain, fully developed around
Oh
the
my
age of
God.
4. I'm still talking, fully developed around the age of 4. What we know is that that incongruence, which is what it is called, it's not called transgender as a child, it is an incongruence, can be caused by the lack of respect for autonomy of that child. Incongruence can be caused simply by giving the child a nickname that does not feel right to them. Incongruence can be caused by dressing the child in a way that does not feel right to them. It doesn't allow them to fully develop. So, no, Matt, no, Bert, one thing can't be happening, and that changes your entire thing. Everything
Okay.
has to be happening simultaneously and consistently. One factor is
All
not
right.
going to
This
change
just got
that.
really boring.
It's not
So,
my fault you're dumb. I don't know what to tell you.
well, I bet I would score higher than you on. Anyway.
That would be incorrect. You have not listened this entire time. You keep
Well, no,
insulting
no, I've
women. Get a
listened.
grip, grow a
It's
dick.
just silly because we were talking about something.
Anyway, Kelly, thank you so much. Please boot Bert Macklin. He's the worst. Love Zilla. Also, we love Buzzy and friends. fucking W.
Thank you, Kelly.
Thank you guys so much
Pickles.
for coming up. Brad, hold on. You're a debate, right?
What?
You're a debate, right?
Uh-huh.
All right, one sec. Artemis, Buzzy, love y'all. Thank you so much. Sorry that he
Bye.
treated you like that.
That's okay. I have a feeling Brad's going to talk about the same thing.
Yeah, it's possible.
Bye.
All right.
Yeah.
Love you.
Love you. I'll hop down. I'll hop back in if he does.
Okay.
Artemis, I didn't know. Hold on, I didn't know you were trans. This is recent.
I came out privately over a year ago and then publicly in June.
Congrats. Yeah, I've talked to you before. Yeah, you never identified as trans. So
Yeah, no, it's been something that I've been talking about privately for quite some time, but
okay,
not till
Well-
only recently publicly.
got it.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. So Pickles, I'm thoroughly confused, man. Yeah, his name's Pickles. I'm confused on a couple of things. One, I know we've had this conversation before, but like we talk about psychosocial schemas, biopsychosocial schemas. Like, can you define what a woman is?
Sure. I'll just go
Okay.
to the dictionary.
Cool. Yeah, if you could just read me the primary definition of what a woman is.
Okay, so the word woman can be used generally to mean any female human or specifically to mean an adult human, female human, as contrasted with girl. The word girl originally meant young person of either sex in English. It was only around the beginning of the 16th century that it became to mean specifically a female child. So a female person associated with particular place, activity,
Yep.
occupation.
Cool. So we agree. So you would say, but you would agree that trans women are women.
Yes.
How does that fit into the definition? Because trans women are male. So where does that fit in?
So I think that gender is a social construct, and I think that we decide what woman means. Right?
Okay.
So
So you don't hold to the definition in the dictionary. You created your own definition to adhere to the ideology of trans.
So again, definitions
It's okay. I know it gets complicated when you like start veering off of like biology.
Definitions are descriptive, not prescriptive.
Mm-hmm.
So
can you differentiate, like, can you give me what a woman is in a way? Give me a definition of a woman that like differentiates them from men socially.
Hold on, let me find a good. An adult who lives and identifies as a female, though they have been.
How do you identify as a sex?
At birth.
How do you identify as a sex, Pickles? Sex is biological. You can't identify as a sex.
So sex is also not necessarily tested at birth, right? Like they don't karyotype you at birth.
You cut out there. What was that? Sex is not tested.
They don't karyotype you at birth, right?
No, sorry, Pickles. My question was, how do you identify as a sex?
Yeah, and you said because they determine this at birth, but they don't really determine it, do they?
I never said they determine it at birth.
How do you identify as a sex? You can just say, okay, take somebody who's intersex, right? Born with ovotestes.
Intersex. Yeah, intersex still are either male or female. Can you name an intersex condition?
Yeah, so someone with ovotestes.
That's not a condition. Can you give me like the depth?
That is a condition, having ovotestes.
What is the name of the condition?
Ovotestes.
That's not the name of the condition. Can you give me the name of the condition? Or otherwise, I'm not sure why you're speaking on intersex conditions.
It's called.
There's over 67. No, it's not. There's over 67 intersex conditions that are all still either denote to male or female.
So it's somebody who has ovotestes.
What's the condition? What's the name of the condition, Pickles?
Okay, let's see.
Come on, man.
It's a rare condition.
Do you think
OTDSD?
Okay, cool. Yeah, good. Do you think that intersex individuals, people that have an intersex condition, are both male and female? Is that your
No, I think that they lean one way or the other, and sometimes you can
Right.
be right in the middle and decide,
No,
right?
no, you can't.
How not?
Name one condition where you're right in the middle of male and female. Are you
Um,
talking about like a hermaphrodite? Because that doesn't exist in humanity.
yeah, I know
That's not a
I didn't say that, and we
okay.
use that in animals.
Right. And like
Uh,
mushrooms.
sure.
Okay. So can you give me an intersex condition that is that like is biologically right in the middle of male and female?
So
I
if you want me to add some information,
Yeah, Artemis, we can talk because obviously like
it's
pickles.
okay.
I'm not trying to be like condescending or anything, but this yeah.
It's okay. It's okay. I have these conversations a lot on Pickles Live. So
Okay, cool.
so yeah. So I would like say that due to the fact that like intersex people don't produce like a third gamete, we're not referencing specifically a third sex here. Just referencing
Right.
individuals who are going to have different like have both male and female sex characteristics. They're gonna lean one way or the other, but they
Secondary
still
sex
have it.
characteristics.
Yeah, but they're still going to have
But
the
sex is not defined by secondary sex characteristics. It's
it's
defined
gonna
by
be
your
it's gonna be
gametes.
it's gonna be yeah, it's gonna be that or the like capacity to bear offspring or
Right.
the ability to inseminate. Yeah,
But like
would be
women,
those.
but women who can't produce offspring still denote to the sex that can do so based off of their chief anatomy.
Well, I think denote is kind of like a misleading word and is used colloquially because it just means like to indicate colloquially, but in
Yeah.
science it wouldn't be used in this context. Because what we're talking about is that the reason we use typically is because there are cases of individuals who are not born with the capacity to bear offspring and they aren't born with ovaries.
Well,
So then
so
we get into an interesting discussion of what aspects are we considering to make someone male or someone female.
so denote in science is used to explicitly signify, name, represent a specific variable, unit, or constant. So like when we're talking about denoting in science, that would be like chemical, mathematical variables and constants, not biological. So in
Well, it could be
fact,
used in biological. I
well,
can give you an example.
right, but colloquially, biologically, denoting would refer to indicating or be a sign of, not to be a variable and constant mathematical operational or chemical notation. So
Well, that's what I'm
yes,
saying. But
you would use denoting in biology.
yes, you would use it in biology, and I'm playing it specifically like how it's used in biology. I just think that there's a lot of times like this conflation with linguistics and with like scientific language.
Yeah,
Um,
but what I'm
Brad,
saying is like,
Brad,
yeah, go
I
ahead,
want to stop
Pickles.
you. First of all, this is what I always say when the right comes to debate us on this.
Yeah,
None of our politicians are pushing this, right? Can you name one?
no, I didn't make that claim.
Okay. Again,
We're having conversation.
I also want to say that you're just debating generally the people on the left who are trying to like pretty much spruce up on this to defend the minority group of the people on the people on the right that are punching down on them. So
Yeah,
for you to, I don't know, for you to even think that
yeah.
we're
What's
on
your
this
qualm?
side of pushing this gender identity thing, this sex,
You are.
who is doing that? Which politician?
No, you are.
I am. And what am
You
I
are.
doing?
You are saying that men are women and women are men. And I wholeheartedly disagree with that. And so I
Okay.
don't care about the politicians. I care about the left, which is you, encompasses you.
Mm-hmm.
And you are pushing the ideology that men can be women and women can be men. So I'm having a conversation with you, not politicians.
Okay. And again, this is something that
Because you are
socially is
voting
organic.
politicians in.
Socially, okay, yeah, but they're not doing anything about this, right?
Right. Currently, they're not. But there are a
Y'all
few
are,
that
though.
want to.
Y'all
What are
are
we
trying
doing?
to write laws and
Who did I vote?
normalize
Who did I vote
culture.
for?
Trump?
How do you know?
Did you?
How do you know? You made the claim,
Did you
man.
vote for Trump?
How do I don't know. Did I?
So you're too ashamed to say who you voted for?
No, I absolutely did. Yeah.
Yeah.
But can you just answer like I'm talking to you, right? Not a politician. You think that men are women and women are men,
Yeah.
and I'm testing
and
that.
You think this is harmful, by the way, but here's my new.
Absolutely,
this is my new definition
it
that I
is.
like. A woman is an adult human whose subconscious sex is female. I like that. And again, this is not harming anybody. If we go around,
Can you
calling
give me the
people their
definition of
preferred
subconscious sex?
Yeah, somebody whose neurotypical delineations are those of that of a woman, or
Is your does sex exist in your mind, or is it biological?
I think it's both.
You think sex is subconscious in the
Yeah, I
mind?
think that your mind can develop in a certain way that's
Are there
usually
gametes in your mind?
no, excuse me. Your brain can
Okay.
develop in a way that leans one way or the other, right?
Pickles,
It's a bit more of a spectrum, but yes.
Artemis,
Yeah.
can you answer the do sexual reproduction does sexual reproduction exist in the
What
mind?
Pickles is referencing specifically is going to be the like very like small changes that we see with like sexually dimorphic regions in the brain development structures that we see typically lean male or typically lean female. But when we look at the human mosaic brain studies, show that in each individual, it's going to be kind of on a spectrum. We kind of see typical ends, but there are some people who can be in the middle of those.
Right, but that's just like we're just talking about femininity and masculinity, Artemis, not like your biological
Well, what do we
sex.
mean by that? Like masculine and femininity to
So
me is kind of a made up concept. Like we
no,
can acknowledge that the brain is going to lean like
it's
more
a
male.
social construct,
Yeah,
and
I agree, but
so is gender.
So
So
can you
therefore,
show me the
therefore,
harms? Show me the harms of a society that goes around calling all trans women women.
I don't see a harm in someone that is a trans woman saying that they're a trans woman or going around saying that they're a woman. It, however, is different when they start enacting on that in society and going
what?
into women's restrooms, playing
God.
women's sports.
This is what it boils down to for
I'm
you.
just saying. No, I'm just saying, man. Like,
I think what you're doing, the way you handle this, your
yeah,
side has caused more damage socially than anything, than the 5 trans people trying to play sports.
because we're calling it out.
Yes, and
That's
in a
causing harm.
disgusting way. Yes.
So how is it
It's
disgusting?
the most ungraceful way I can imagine trying to fix
Give
this.
me a graceful. Okay, give me a graceful way to call
Trump,
it out
okay,
socially.
so here's how Trump and all of his goons did it.
Not Trump, me.
No,
Me.
this is how he did it, and this is how I think you should do it. Trump comes around on a debate stage, says, "You want trans or men in women's bathroom," which is a whole loaded question, which is offensive just in itself. And then
How?
you have, because you're saying men in women's bathroom, you're misgendering somebody who might identify as a woman, right?
But
And
that's
these
not.
people,
No. Sorry, Pickles. Hold on. That's my qualm with that is that you're saying that man is a gender. No, masculinity is a gender norm, and femininity is a gender norm. But
fact that
men
you-
and women
Strongly
are
disagree.
physical beings. They're human beings.
Here's what you're
They're not a
doing.
gender.
You're fighting for the right to misgender people and cause them even more harm. And the people that are ready to
No.
kill themselves already, you're fighting for the right to call them things that cause them distress.
No, Pickles. Here's the difference, man. Is if I met someone that is a trans woman, right? And they said, I'm a trans woman and they want to be called she, right?
Okay.
I'm not going to go follow them around and correct them and say he. Like, that's not what we're talking
That's
about.
what your side is doing.
No, that's not.
That's how it's been handled.
I'm having a conversation with you and you're talking to me.
You're
I'm
asking
not
me
I'm not
how they
Trump.
should better do this, right?
We're not a
How
hive
should we
mind.
do this?
Hold on.
This is the way.
Hold on.
This is what should have turned you off from this, right? So
No,
like,
no,
when
no,
Trump
because
came out and said
I
it did
can.
this,
Hold
it
on,
should be like,
Pickles.
whoa.
Hold on, man. Because
this is how it should be handled. You should say,
Hold
"Hey,
on.
here's the incident. Here's an issue where we see some
Pickles.
people having an issue. We see some people in bathrooms or locker rooms. We're having some issues. How do you think we should go about this?" Instead, he's attacking people based on their predisposition.
Pickles, you're making this about Trump.
This is about your whole side. How this came to you.
There's that hive mind mentality again, man. This is very dangerous. This is what you all do. Is that you say if you vote Trump, you hive mind, you bad.
No,
we're having a
These
conversation.
aren't deal breakers, which would make you bad. Yeah.
No. So, okay. That's, again, hive mind mentality. So you're basing an individual's morality and overall good or bad in your mind, right? Good and evil. And I'm not even religious. I'm not Christian.
No, your whole side did this. All the politicians saw this as a good strategy.
So everyone that voted for Trump in your mind
are complicit
is a bad person and is good with trans genocide. Do you know what genocide is?
Yes.
The eradication of a group of people.
Do you know what stage that trans people are in right now in genocide?
What stage?
Third.
By who? Who's committing the genocide? Is it
Y'all.
self-inflicted?
Y'all.
Is it self-inflicted?
No, y'all are
No, it's
making
not.
laws to make it impossible.
Is a
to
mass
receive treatment.
unaliving a genocide, Pickles?
Wait,
You
Brad, you're being
guys-
disingenuous. I have this
No,
from
no,
the
Artemis.
Lincoln
Artemis,
Institute.
is a
No,
mass unaliving genocide?
Wait, that's the end of the G-side. It doesn't start there. That's what Pickles tried to tell you. The Lemkin Institute for G-side Prevention and Human Security has already called this out. Experts warn U.S. in early stages of G-side against trans Americans. This has been talked about for a couple of years now. It doesn't just start at the unaliving. You start with the dehumanization.
Oh, but I don't dehumanize them. So how?
You absolutely are part, like, whatever flavor you deem appropriate is irrelevant. What your whole side, what your whole party is allowing to exist, and you're just on the boat doing whatever you think is harmless. It's the whole party. The way that Trump's introduced this to the masses with such hatred and
Pickles.
so inflammatory. This is
Not Bridget saying blood on Brad's hands with a picture of Renee Good. Is crazy work.
Cope.
Crazy work.
This is absolutely the objective of your side. Okay, the objective of your whole side, of everybody that ran on this, everybody, Nancy Mace especially, all these people who are complicit in talking about trans people and saying all this stuff. Even when we have a video of Trump saying in 2016 that trans people could use whatever bathroom they want because there's just no issue with it. Now he's figured out that this is a very
sounds like he got
issue.
educated. Sounds like he got educated.
He got educated on the fact that you guys will vote on this. That's it.
No, I think he got educated. He didn't know what a fucking trans person was, to be honest with you.
He talked about Caitlyn Jenner. I don't think he knows about. I don't think
he knows a lot
about anything. I think
I agree.
Stupid.
I think he doesn't know a lot about a lot of social issues, and then he gets educated on them by his staff that tells him what these things are, and he's like, wait a second, that doesn't make any sense.
What kind of education do you think he received on this? The executive order that he released was, in fact, like the worst we could ever see.
I think his education ceilinged out, like hit the ceiling at business school at Wharton, and then he learned the role of a politician through trial and error. That's what I think. And I think that the social issues he's learned about through this role, and he's learned what certain things mean, because I agree with you. He was uneducated on a lot of these things.
I still don't think he just knows how people will react and their voter base will react. That's it. There's no like issue where he's like, this is where all the incidents happened with trans people.
Sure.
There's no good data on that.
Sure.
Here's all the people who touch little kids. There's nothing good on that. It's mostly on your side, honestly. There's nothing that you can point to.
What?
There's nothing you can point to where this is.
Can you show me this
problem?
Hold on, Pickles. Hold on, man. Can you show me the stat where registered Republicans are more at odds of SA on minors?
Yeah.
Cool. Be awesome. If you can just pull like a SMEX offender list in their party association.
I got you.
Cool.
Here it is. Who's making the news.com. This is on public perception, right? Because this isn't we don't have 100% capture on all of the SA crimes and their political affiliation. But if we're looking
right, I wouldn't think so.
Honest, this is what I would show you. The data we do have shows that Republicans are 67% of child touching cases, and 16% is unknown, 12% Democrat, 2% Libertarian, 35% with people from their family, 12% religious. 12% family, 12% religious.
What source is this, Pickles? I'm not.
Who's making the news.com.
God, dude.
It's all categorized. Every news article is also
okay. Well, I'm looking at the NIH. I would assume that you agree with me. That's probably a more reliable source than who's making. I don't know what you said .com.
I also have a source. It's actually just came out 3 years ago from the Journal of Social and Political Psychology. They
Yeah.
did a series of studies in the United States and constructed scenarios. We investigated how judgments of responsibility, blame, causal contribution, and punishment for alleged perpetrators and victims of sexual misconduct are influenced by one, the political orientation of media outlets, participants' political orientation, and the alleged perpetrators' political orientation. Results indicated that participants' political orientation and interaction between participants and alleged perpetrators' political orientation predicted moral judgments. Conservative participants were generally more likely inculpate and punish alleged victims in all 4 studies. So they were more
What?
likely
Yeah,
to.
what source is that, Artemis?
Journal of Social and Political Psychology. It's looking specifically at political orientation and moral judgment of sexual misconduct.
Is there like data points on that and conviction rates associated with the political affiliation, or that's just like that's just a social conclusion?
Well, they're analyzing a lot of they've run scenarios. They've also looked
What
at
scenarios? What scenarios?
It said that they've ran specifically. Hold on.
Artemis,
the
you're
NIH
smarter than this.
the
I promise. Like,
NIH
No, I
article,
just pulled this up,
the
dude.
NIH
no, I
article,
know, but
the NIH article you're about to cite shows that Republican men have a negative association with sexual harassment and whatever. But it also just shows that it's determined that conservative and Republican women are less likely just to report more severe forms of sexual harassment.
Okay.
And I
Yeah.
I 100% believe that.
Okay.
Especially since you guys
you
are
see how you
against...
said, you see how, hold on, Pickles, you see how you said you believe that because it's not a data point, it's just a opinion.
Here's the data point. You guys are against hold on. You
Hold
guys
on.
are against sexual education, sex education. So
Uh-huh.
a lot of the kids, and especially in the Bible Belt, have higher rates of teen pregnancy and all of that stuff because of this. So
What?
yes.
What? Hold on. What demographic has the highest rate of teen pregnancies?
The Bible Belt.
What demographic?
People in the Bible Belt.
What? I'm sorry. Okay, I'll be more specific. What race?
You're looking for race.
What race, Pickles?
Irrelevant.
You tell me.
Hold on. What race?
Tell me.
African Americans. What percent of the voter base of Democrats is African American?
Right, but
Pickles, answer the question, man.
It's 90% men, whatever. The thing is, there's no correlation. There's no causal relation in that.
Dude.
The causal relation I'm pointing out is that your religious stuff causes more of it. All right? Can you show me what's the causal relation of black people doing more of it? Can you tell me? It would be education. It would be all these other things. It would be poverty.
It's religion is a social no.
Yeah,
religion.
It's also incorrect. Specifically, non-Hispanic, indigenous, Native Americans is going to be the highest, 20.9 or 1,000, and then a Native Hawaiian / other Pacific Islander at that's actually at 21.2%, and then you get to black teens at 19%.
Okay.
So here you go. You see all that red? That's y'all, the South. You guys don't like it. So whether you can lump in these
good thing I'm in Florida. Holy.
Well, you guys are just outside of the worst.
Yeah. So is let's see. Can you maximize that?
See all of these schools where you guys do this shit.
So is
Virginia, stay away from the
Pennsylvania.
Kids. Don't teach
Utah.
kids about all this stuff. Don't teach kids good stuff, bad
weird.
stuff. That leads
Pickles,
to teen pregnancy.
Is California just outside the belt you're referring to?
Sure.
Okay, so let's drop that point.
Actually,
that was
a
bad point.
Orange is actually, so Florida's further outside of it. But again,
got it.
It's because of the teachings. You can't point to a thing that you would say Democrats do that cause more teen pregnancy. I would say that you can with religion.
I would disagree, but
what do you have a disagreement about?
And I'm not even religious. Actually, you know what? I would say no. I actually would agree with you. I retract that because the teen pregnancies that I'm referring to, most of those individuals are also religious. Like they also adhere to Christianity or Catholicism.
Okay. So I feel like that's much more harmful to our society than people going around calling things that you don't like.
What's the prompt?
I think those ideas are more harmful than the battle you're fighting, us calling trans women women.
Oh, I didn't say one is more substantial than the other?
Well, I would say that instead of focusing your fight on this, which is so benign, it's insane. In fact, it's just harmful doing what you do.
It's not focusing a fight, Pickles. It's you argue this all the time.
When
You
I
have
have
people
to.
that bring it up. I
When
know,
I
but
have
listen,
to.
man.
Yes.
But listen, but when you do, it's just about like feelings and it's not about facts. So
We have what
you talk about science all the time and you talk
your
about what's
feelings are
real
what's
and
doing
what's
this to you. Your feelings are what make this thing with man and woman so important to you. I'm worried about society. I'm worried about the betterment of society, so that people like you, bigots or whatever, don't go around misgendering people and saying that they're invalid, so that they can further punch down on them. That's what you're fighting for.
Don't you always talk about how much you value science and like
Yes.
facts over feelings?
Yes.
So me doing so is harmful and wrong because I'm a Republican, but you doing so is correct and righteous because you're a liberal leftist.
The cultural fight you're doing in the name of science is harming everybody. It's just harming
Can you
people.
prove that how it's harming society as a whole?
I can point to suicide rates of trans people. I can show that
what percent of society does trans people make up?
Less than 1%. I get it.
Right. So how does that affect society as a whole?
Because that is a toxic environment. You're talking about doing a genocide. The Jews were only 1% of Germany. Is that not any different?
That's very interesting, Pickles. So are you comparing the eradication of 6+ million Jews?
Mm-hmm. Trans people were in that as well.
In Europe?
Yeah, they were genocided too.
Cool. Okay. So you think this is what you guys do with Trump too, calling him a Shitler. You're comparing us keeping men out of women's restrooms to the eradication of 6 million Jews.
Yes.
Artemis, your host just said yes.
I'm saying yes. I'm going to say yes.
You're not like this is the issue is you're picturing.
Artemis, do you agree or do you disagree with that?
I agree that we are on trajectory for that. I'm not saying
right. So it's your hypothesis.
No,
it's your hypothesis that if we continue,
experts. I'm going off of the Lincoln Institute. I'm going off of the people who identify G-side. That is what I'm going off of.
Okay. Have they ever been incorrect, or have they proved every G-side to 100% certainty?
What?
Have they ever been?
Literally declares G-side. What are you talking about?
Have they been incorrect in their assumptions of a potential G-side? Yes or no, or they are 100% accurate with their predictions of a potential G-side?
I guess I'll have to go through every single instance that they have declared a G-side to see if it is in fact a G-side.
Yeah, I would probably do so.
I'm going to go off of their authority, though.
Right, it's an appeal to authority. That's fine. You can do that. I choose to go with the facts that are in front of my face and not a hypothesis of a potential G-side because I'm advocating for men to not be in women's restrooms.
Well, okay, then Brad, let me ask you, what are the 10 stages of a G-side? Since you seem to be so educated on G-sides, what are the 10 stages?
What are the what?
The 10 stages of G-side.
The 10?
Yeah, there's 10 stages. Since you're so educated on this and you are better than the Lincoln Institute, tell me what are the 10 stages.
Classification, symbolization, discrimination, dehumanization, organization, polarization, persecution, preparation, extermination, denial.
You switch preparation and persecution, but
I apologize.
Yes, and what do those mean? What do you mean by
is that good enough for you?
Yeah, I know you read it off of the. I know you read it off the Holocaust.
Off of the online.
All right, I'm gonna take time to speak now. All right, Brad. So we're going to walk you through the parallels. Classification. So Hitler said and convinced the public that Jewish people were responsible for Germany losing World War I, and that they were evil and communists, and they were trying to take over the world with the money and all this stuff. Some of that still lingers today in your party. So they classified this. The same thing with trans people. They're in the restrooms, even though we have no data showing that they're more likely to do something in a restroom or be inappropriate. Even the solution you're offering is more harmful. That's what the parallel would be here. Classification. So Jewish people or migrants and trans people. And then we have symbolization, the visual manifestation of hatred. So I don't know. I don't know. You guys just look at people like drag queens and all this stuff, and
I see. I don't think there's anything wrong. I don't know. No.
Okay.
Hold on. Pause. I don't think there's anything wrong with drag at
Okay,
all.
your whole party
Zero.
does. That's your party,
No,
not
they
you.
no they
You're
don't.
not
No,
the
they
one
don't.
running fascist rhetoric.
If you have a bowl, I'm gonna get real preschool with you. If you have a bowl of M&Ms and every M&M is blue but one is red, is that the whole bowl
Okay, I'm
being
saying
blue?
okay, if you have a
If there's
bowl of red
outliers,
M&Ms, if you have a bowl of red M&Ms and two of them are
sure.
blue, and I asked you to hand me that red bowl of M&Ms, would you be confused?
Yes.
Okay.
Is that disingenuous?
Yes.
Okay.
So
Because no, it would be a
Trump,
Red Bull
Trump
with
and your
blue
side
M&Ms.
is definitely doing this. Your whole side is doing this. Whether you're like not in on like all of it 100% doesn't matter. Like, would you pick a few kind Nazis out of Germany and be like, listen, this person, even though they just kind of hate Jewish people, they were only
Dave, you hear that?
protesting.
I'm a kind Nazi.
Like,
I'm a
yeah,
kind Nazi.
yeah.
I'm Jewish,
So,
bud. It's
yeah,
real. These
there were plenty of Jewish
comparisons.
Nazis.
Yeah,
So,
yeah,
go
that
ahead.
were compliant.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. This is
Dehumanization.
dude.
So
I'm gonna
they
hold
have
on.
no right
Hold
to
on.
be in sports. They are just
Hold on.
people who are confused. They're sick in the head.
Pickles. Do you think that answer this, please? Do you think that it is dangerous for you to label the entirety of the Republican Party that voted for Trump as schnazis and that would comply with the ratification or genocide of the trans community?
I think it's
Do you think that
dangerous.
puts people at risk
think it's
with your
dangerous.
371 people that watch you probably religiously, speaking about religion,
Yes.
and trust your opinion and your words?
Yes.
You saying that these people are on track to commit a genocide on a group of people?
Yes.
Do you see any problem with that? Because
No.
you care about society, right? And
Yeah.
society healing and becoming one.
Mhm.
Do you see that as like divisive or no?
No. If
Okay.
if there were,
You're good.
what would you
I
do?
appreciate your time. I appreciate your time.
Brad,
You're disingenuous, bro.
Brad. What would you
What?
do if the presence of actual fascism was here in America? Would you call it out, or would you just be kind of too scared to say it?
No, if there was true fascism in our society, I would absolutely call it out. We live in a democratic republic, and luckily that's not the case.
Okay.
I love
just
America,
denial.
and I'm very happy. It's denial is just a river in Egypt. Like clearly it is, because there's no denial other than the fact that
if I went
you
and
don't see a
talked-
problem.
if I went and
You
talked
don't
to
see a problem with
if I went and talked
with
to a-
causing this divisive rhetoric.
If I talked to a fascist in Germany or in Italy, they
Yeah.
would have the same exact reaction as you. They would be so offended. They're not fascists, and it's disgusting and divisive for you. to even
Who's the
mention it.
father? Who's the father of fascism?
Mussolini.
Can you sum up to the best of your ability? I'm not asking you to
I'm not saying you're doing
verbatim.
Mussolini stuff. I'm not saying that. I'm not claiming
Oh,
to. I know
I'm
a
just-
lot about the Hitler stuff, though.
I'm just adhering to the 14 tenets of fascism that you guys live to religiously because somebody wrote it and it fits your narrative to account for what Trump's doing currently, but you disregard the original text of Mussolini because it doesn't fit your narrative.
The original text of Mussolini would be very left-wing, right? And he changed his positions, and he even outlawed left-wing ideology. So,
Oh, okay. So to answer my question, you only adhere to the 14 tenets that is not the original writings and inscriptions
are
of
you just saying
fascism.
that because you know you meet the 14 tenets?
The 14 tenets are irrelevant because that's not what the father
They
of
need to
fascism
be.
wrote.
Got it.
It's like me with like the Bible, right? And I'm a pastor in some state, and I rewrite and interpret the Bible the way I want to say it, and then you're like, that's the Bible. Fuck the original text.
No,
that's not the original.
All they did was like you're pretty much just saying like if we want to look at the mechanisms of all religion and what gets people all wrapped up into it and makes it culty and what makes it work, and you can have 14 tenets and then all the scholars across the world agreed, then you'd have a point. But that's not what happened. What happened with fascism is that though they looked at Mussolini, they looked at left and right fascism, and they said here is what's going on.
Because I would completely disagree. I would completely disagree. I would say that all religions, Islam, Christianity, Judaism, all of them, all can be compared and contrasted, and you could write 14 tenets that could adhere to all religion. in a cultish manner. Absolutely.
Just
I
the
think that that's
mechanisms.
ridiculous.
The mechanisms. Yeah. So like religions.
So same with fascism, dude.
Yeah, yeah, and so we're looking at all of the things that Trump did that is very similar to Mussolini, very similar to Hitler, and you're just denying that these are important things, and
Like,
they
what
are.
religion?
I think they're very
What religion do you like? Are you like, that's a good religion?
None.
Exactly. I agree. None. So you're picking and choosing again what you're doing. You said you couldn't do it with religion. You absolutely can.
I just
you can't
said.
do it with.
Yeah, you
Right.
can. You made a false parallel. I made a more better parallel. That was
No, you made no. You tried to more better, but you tried to compare fascism with religion and say that you can't do so with religion. And then I said, yes, you can.
No,
And then you
I said
agreed.
you can. I said your parallel, your analogy was incorrect. I said, here's a better analogy that would better suit why this is good, why this works, why Umberto Eco's 14 Tenets of Fascism are very accurate, widely accepted by everyone besides those people who are just in fascist countries or fascist politics.
I'm gonna ask you this, and like, I hope that you think that we live in a fascist country. Yeah, can you say it with your chest?
Yes.
Okay, all right, man. Okay, well,
how are
Can I
we
ask you-
obviously not in a fascist country? How is it that we are not?
what happens? What's like a standard fascist leader? Like, what do they leave power?
No.
Willingly?
No. So Trump is already trying to nationalize elections. He's jamming up people's voter rolls, right?
So again, you're hypothesizing the future by saying that Trump will be in for a third
These
term.
are warning signs of fascism.
Do you think that Trump will be in office for a third term? Yes or no?
I think he's going to try.
Okay, you're lost
Trying
in the
is
sauce,
fascist.
my brother.
Trying is fascist.
Okay,
He
you're
said
lost.
he's
He
going
already.
to. Steve Bannon said he was going to.
He just said that he's not.
And Steve Bannon
just said that
they're
he's
going to
not.
figure out a way. Trump wants to nationalize elections. What does that mean to you? Is that not a weird thing?
Pickles. When he already left office, you realize that he's already been president,
nationalizing
right?
elections is weird. Do you think it's weird?
If it came to fruition, it would be weird, but it's not.
He wants that, right?
No, he doesn't genuinely want that.
He does. He just said yesterday.
Pickles. He wants the Republican Party to stay in power because he thinks the left is delusional and ridiculous.
Okay,
and I agree with that.
There you go. He in fascism they usually get the side on board like you, and you're ready to do away with elections. Our side shouldn't even exist. Sound familiar?
What, bro? What? He wants to keep so him wanting to keep the Republican Party in power when we have a bipartisan system.
Mm-hmm. But
that's being fascist.
He himself, yes, he is centralizing power. Hold on. Yes.
Have Republicans in the past wanted to have a Democrat come into power after they served, or would they rather have another Republican?
No, they would rather have another Republican. Have they acted on it?
Were they fascist?
Have they? No, I'm saying that Trump is using the power of the federal government to do this, and no one's done it before.
Wait, does he want a Republican or does he want a loyalist? There's a key distinction, because if anybody disagrees with him on the Republican side, he calls them a rhino. So I think that's very important to delineate here. You're saying that he just wants a Republican. He doesn't want just any Republican. He wants one that will continue on what he has done.
He'll use them up and throw them away, just like Kristi Noem's about to get their fucking on the chopping block, just like fucking Pete Hegseth. Just because we were all crazy a year ago when we said they were horrible, and now here they are. They're a fucking mess, and they're ready to tap out because they can't go along with all the Trump's insane shit. Ready to fucking take over countries.
Right, so we're never going to agree on this, because what it sounds like is that you are hypothesizing fascism happening in this country legitimately, right? And you have these
happening. He's doing it just because we're not in stage.
No,
it is happening.
Once we're in stage, it has happened, and therefore we are in a fascist society. Currently, you are hypothesizing that we are we are heading there, and we are heading there in your.
I'm going to ask you a
framework.
question. I'm going to ask you a question. This is a litmus test, all right? This is a litmus test.
And then we're gonna move on to my last topic.
I want to see if you're thinking critically about any of this, because I think that y'all are in the same position that Nazi Germany was when hive
mind, dude. Hive mind.
Yeah, I know. When they were just fucking zombies zombies walking towards ejecting Jewish people out of the economy. Um,
Uh-huh.
what is the net benefit of mass deportation?
What is the net benefit?
Yeah.
So I would say that it is a sense of nationalism, right? If
That's
we have
same thing that
no,
Nazis said. Yeah.
yeah. So nationalism has existed pre-Nazi, just so you know.
Yeah. Ultra nationalism.
Ultra nationalism has existed pre-Nazis. China has demonstrated nationalism for thousands of years.
So
Not ultra.
you are literally just a fascist if you're doing this insane thing to our economy and ejecting people. Is
China fascist?
Nationalism.
Is China fascist? Is China fascist?
Probably, and maybe in a sense, but
I would say authoritarian.
Probably.
They're a little authoritarian.
Probably.
I think you're conflating fascism and authoritarian.
Probably.
Fascism is
Pickles,
right wing.
you think
Fascism is
Okay.
right wing.
Right. So I just asked you a question. You pivoted. I just said that China is ultra nationalist. They are.
Mm-hmm.
And I asked you, are they fascist? And you said probably.
Do they hit all 14 tenets? No.
Okay. So you want to concede to the fact that a nation can be ultra nationalist without being fascist?
Yeah, I'm not saying that that's the
Okay,
case.
cool. Okay, awesome. Let's move on.
So you are all 14 tenets of fascism
on.
and especially ultra nationalist. Your biggest action as a
Pickles.
political party right now is leaning on the nationalism.
We just established that you can be a nationalist nation without being fascist.
Okay.
So
I
let's
get it.
move on.
All right.
They also
Okay.
are not
Do-
ultra
hold
on,
national.
hold on,
They're
Hold
not
on.
ultra.
Can I tell you how good mass deportation is or no?
Tell me.
Okay, cool. So preserved nationalism. We've established that you can be nationalist without being fascist. I would say that any illegal, and you're going to bring up a stat of like U.S. citizens, right? But that's just a ratio fallacy. Any illegal migrant that commits a violent crime is a net negative for our society, in my mind. And so, with a mass deportation, we can do the right thing and vet people properly if we want to have legal immigration and a good immigration process, which is, by the way,
This is not the net benefit. This is not a net benefit. This is you going through your propaganda. Tell me a net benefit.
It's not. Is propaganda opinion or fact?
Good propaganda is based. It has a seed of fact.
So is propaganda opinionated or factual?
I guess it's opinionated.
Okay, cool. Have any illegal migrants committed violent crimes in our country?
Yes.
Cool. So it's not opinionated. It is fact that illegal migrants commit violent crimes.
Here's where your opinion
comes in.
Hold on. No.
Shut
the fuck up. Shut up. You are saying that
here's the crash out. Here's the crash out. I was waiting for it, bro. Because when you debate someone who has facts, you don't like it.
You don't have any good facts.
Okay.
17,000.
You've conceded 4 times, brother, man.
17,000 murders last year. You want to spend more than the whole world spends on fucking military on taking care of the 29 that happened here. You're radicalized. You're ready to do that.
29 too many.
Absolutely. Again, right? Like, so you want to spend $140 billion on stopping 29 murders. That is fucking stupid.
Where's just 20? Where's this 29 coming from?
It's called. It's from Trump's own website. I'll show you.
Bro, hold on. I'm gonna pull out my computer. How many murders have?
Even if you double it, still doesn't do anything for me.
It doesn't do anything for you. So you're gonna spit out a number that isn't accurate, and then you're gonna say,
accurate.
even if you prove me wrong.
Here's a number. Actually, this isn't even the thing I'm looking for. Crime rates, Cato. I'm looking for. There it is. Oh my God! Did they take it down? Undocumented alien criminal statistics.
Oh man.
CBP. Criminal alien statistics. There it is. There it is. All right. So here's the spreadsheet. Homicide, manslaughter. 29. It's literally in the 2 digits every year. 3 people. When Trump said they were rapists and murderers, some might be good people. There were 11.7 million of them here, and only committed 3 murders.
That's interesting. How many? That's interesting. How many? Oh, you want to pull that chart back up and go over how many murders occurred under Biden versus Trump?
Sure. Yeah, there were a lot. And when COVID happened, murder was on a spike, and they went down during Biden. See how they went down?
Where?
62 down to 29.
Brother.
You see that? So you want to spend $140 billion on 60 murders, which is sad. I could easily stop
60,
everyone dying.
62, 29, 29. I see a
So
I
sad.
see a
So
I
few.
see a I see a reduction as the years go
Again,
from
that cost
21 to
$140 billion.
25.
That's pathetic. And you're tearing
Is
families
that
apart. Yeah.
It's pathetic. Okay.
Yeah. I bet if you deported all of the Jewish people out of
Tear-
Germany,
tear-
I bet
Dude,
29 of them.
tearing families apart. Maybe don't bring your fucking kids over illegally and put them in a bad position when you know you're committing a crime and there's a chance that you are going to be separated from your fucking children, bruh.
All right, or you might be sitting
It's
in a country,
willful ignorance,
Now,
dog.
if you're sitting in a country already, and I don't know, your mom is getting solicited to become turned into a prostitute because the local gang
Just a
thinks
white
she's
knight,
hot,
dude.
and your little sister is getting raped and stuff, you're not going to sit here and say, dang, United States has a $250 fine if you cross the border. We should just stay. You're right. They're stupid.
So because bad things happen in another country, that
That's
gives
why
you
they
the
come.
right. It's not. Do you agree that bad things happen everywhere?
Yeah.
Because bad things
Sure.
because bad things happen everywhere, that makes it justified to enter a country illegally because bad things happen.
Yes. If you're in a country that's completely fucked up because of us, because we fucked up your economy,
do you condone
and we
breaking the
fucked
law?
up, if you fucked up the entire country and they're just coming over here now because Trump gave them temporary protective status,
So
I
we owe
think
them.
it makes total sense.
We owe them.
Yeah, and it
that's
helps us.
That's the socialist left. It's fucking wild. You think that the
destroying
United
the economy
States
because of nationality.
You think the United States owes every nation asylum because we indirectly caused crime and mayhem in their nations of
Or
origin.
directly.
Therefore, it gives them the right to enter our country illegally.
That's what Trump did. Trump put him on a list that said that. So yeah, you can have beef with him.
So you're literally for illegal immigration.
I'm for legal migration. So if they were
But-
all checked and we have like a way
But
to
they're
do this
not.
faster.
But they're
Who's
not.
there?
So what's
Who's
your
there
problem
not?
with mass deportation?
Wait, 60% of these people are checked already.
40% aren't. And I would consider a 40% of a population mass deportation.
No, 40%. He's even deporting the people who are. He's even deporting legal people.
What?
He's even deporting people. So 500,000 people are going to be deported that were here under temporary protective status for the reasons I just told you. Like Trump fucked up Venezuela and then took away their temporary protective status that he gave them so that he can get his deportation numbers up.
That's not accurate, but that's
It's
fine.
100% accurate.
It's not, Pickles. It's not. And we've had. Can you be genuine in the fact that during this conversation, like you've conceded 5 times?
I don't think they were on anything meaningful.
Okay, but concessions nonetheless.
I think it's just disingenuous for you to try to count concessions.
No. I'll admit that I conceded. Can you admit that you've conceded
If that
during
makes
this
you feel
conversation?
better, sure.
I'm just wondering because before I ask my next question, I want to see if we're being like genuine or disingenuous.
Okay.
Okay. Do you think that Alex Preddy was a peaceful protester?
No.
Okay. Cool. So we agree on that.
At the time he was shot, yes.
Hold on. So, a question for you: if you have someone who robs a bank, okay, and they go to jail and they get released, and then they go out and they're about to rob another bank, but they don't, is that person still a criminal?
That's not a good comparison.
Why not?
Because it's not even close to what you're comparing. You're comparing what happened 11 days prior to what he was doing, like on the day that he was unalived. They're not the same thing.
Oh, they're not?
No,
Do
they're
you get to
completely different. Where
adjudicate
did he
past
spit on
crimes?
anybody, and where did
Do
he
you get
assault
to
people?
adjudicate past crimes in the street with a gun?
So he had every intention of going out there to peacefully protest the day that he was unalived?
Yes, you can't be.
That's
the
again,
mind
bro,
police.
you gotta stop with the hypotheses, man.
You
have
for
to.
someone who
doing.
likes science so
You-
much,
you-
you hate
That's what you're
hypotheses.
doing.
No. The hypotheses are strictly opinionated and not with like data points. You're just hypothesizing opinions. Artemis, that's very different than science.
Wait, where's the
If I'm
hypothesis
running,
of an opinion
if I'm,
then? Like
if
on
I'm
the
running
day.
if I'm running a biological test and I create a hypothesis based off of data, that is very different than hypothesizing a social situation based off of opinions.
Wait, you think that all hypotheses are
understand-
created off of data? You think that?
No,
You actually think that?
No, I think that when it comes to, you said science, you brought up
Yeah,
science.
in science, do you think all of them are created off of data? Because they're not.
Absolutely.
They are not. I can give you an example of what I literally did in my intermediate zoology class of how it was not based off of data points.
Please.
Yes, we did
using no prior data. Yeah.
No prior data. We did a guppy experiment, and we had to set up a habitat in an aquarium for them, and we had to create our own test that we were doing about what we wanted to look at and how we were going to do it. We wanted to see if the males or females would hide in foliage more.
Okay.
We didn't know.
If light was introduced?
No, just in general.
What was the hypothesis then? What was the if then?
We believed that females would hide in the foliage more than the males. That was our hypothesis.
What was the if?
What do you mean the if?
What was the if contingent? Like, what was the if X is introduced, then Y will happen?
Wait, they're talking
If
about
they're
adding
female.
like extra parameters. We were just testing if male or females hide in foliage more. Which one hides more? The test was either male or female.
What's your hypothesis, though? That's just
our hypothesis was that the females would hide in the foliage more.
Why?
Well, I mean, we didn't know why. We just thought they would.
Okay, right. So you don't know what a hypothesis is then?
No, that's literally what we tested.
Artemis, you have to have like a discrepancy between either the males or females reacting a certain way.
We were testing the foliage. Would they be more in the foliage or less in the foliage? I'm telling you specifically. You're thinking of more complex hypothesis.
Right. So I'm going to help you. So if the tadpoles were male,
you don't need to help me. I did this in my zoology class.
I know, but you evidently didn't do the hypothesis correctly.
We did do it correctly.
If the tadpoles were male,
we
then
didn't say tadpoles.
Oh, what was it?
They were guppies.
Oh, guppies. Sorry. If the guppies were male, then they would hide in the foliage at a greater rate.
No, we said if they were female, they would hide in the foliage.
Okay, I'm just walking you through.
I want to stop you. Hey, I want to use your.
You don't know what a hypothesis is, so let's not bring it up.
Hold on.
We just established that you don't. You
Brad,
have to say if the guppies were female, then they would hide in the.
It's my turn. Hey, if a J6er comes up to the Capitol, should we shoot them in the face?
What are they doing?
They're walking up to the Capitol. We only know what their past behaviors are.
No, are they antagonizing officers at the Capitol?
If they were, should we shoot them in the face?
If it came to a physical altercation, absolutely.
Shoot them in the face. They have no there are entire countries that don't need to kill everybody that does a.
If somebody walks up to the Capitol and shoves an officer and they say get down on the floor and they don't comply and it turns into a physical altercation and the person
then
has a
sidearm.
Hold on, Pickles.
Wait, none of that happened. You're lying about all of that.
No,
that happened.
This is a hypothetical, Artemis.
Yeah, I don't care about your hypothetical. None of that happened with Alex Preddy.
Did you hear Pickles' hypothetical?
About J6, yes.
Did you hear his hypothetical that he brought up or no?
Yes, he's making an analogy.
That's not an analogy. He asked a hypothetical.
He's comparing it to Alex Preddy. Are you okay?
No, he has not done so yet.
Let's
he
make
can
this
compare it,
let's make this
but
perfectly
so far,
parallel. Let's make it perfectly parallel.
So far, he has not
came
he
up
has
to
not
the
made
Capitol,
an analogy.
If the J6er came up to a Capitol filming with his right hand and came up to an officer after he shoved a woman, another J6er, if he came up and stopped him like this with a camera in his hand, should he be killed if he had a gun in his back?
And he had a gun in his back?
Yeah.
And he was shoved to the ground?
He was pepper sprayed as well.
No, because I don't agree that Alex Preddy should have been unalived.
So why is this your argument?
What are you talking about? All I asked you was, do you think that he was a peaceful protester?
Okay, but it sounds
and
like you're alluding to the fact that he deserved it.
No, that's an assumption. Again, you're creating a lot of opinions based off of things that aren't there.
Do you agree that the White House should have said the things they said about Alex Preddy or about the lady in the car?
I don't know what you're talking about. I just watched Trump on an interview say that he did not agree with Alex Preddy or Renee Good being unalived and that he still stands and backs federal law enforcement officers and all of that, but he is not okay with those people being unalived.
Hey, he hasn't really done anything, right? Like he hasn't released their names. It took him weeks, and I guess they cleaned up everything and shuffled people around. So we have had no transparency on this. It doesn't show like he's actually trying to change anything.
So what do you want the public to be aware of these individuals' names and be doxxed so their families can be
yes.
okay?
Yes.
Cool.
So that no other officer does the same thing. Yes, we
you
should,
think
as a
that
society condemn these things.
Yeah, we can condemn them without doxing an entire person and their family.
All of this information is public. Like federal employees all information should be public, including police officers who are state and local.
Yeah.
That is absolutely
what you're fighting
false.
For is what the Nazis
No, it is not.
had.
That
is absolutely false.
You want a secret police?
I can walk. No, by law.
Are there federal agents?
I can walk up to a police officer and ask them for their badge number and their name. They have to give that to me by law.
There are no
yes, a police officer does have to do that.
Yeah,
a federal officer doesn't.
No, there are no public-facing agents that don't have to identify themselves.
Pickles, that's not true, man.
When they're being used for the public, they absolutely have to.
That's not true, dude. Hold on one second. Got to do your homework for you.
This is a secret police. Were you guys the Nazi and the Gestapo?
Yeah,
like,
there you go.
Back to your
Nazi comparisons.
You know Trump wants ICE as his personal bodyguards?
No, he doesn't, dude.
Yes, he said it. Yeah, he did.
No, he doesn't. He said he'd be comfortable with ICE agents being on his detail. He didn't say that he wants them as his bodyguard.
That's on his personal detail, right?
He didn't even say that. I just made that shit up and you believed it. Do all federal officers have to identify themselves? There. Oh, man. Federal officers are generally required to identify themselves, particularly during arrests, searches, or in response to civil disturbances, where they must display their agency affiliation.
That's wild, like I just said.
And I agreed with you, Artemis. However, while U.S. law requires visible identification of the agency and their federal agents, this is not always required disclosing their name or badge number.
When is it not required? When is it not required?
We'll get there.
Is there any other country that does this, that has like police that you can't identify?
What?
Yeah.
You think no other country has undercover officers that don't identify themselves as federal officers?
Wait, that's completely different. Undercover is completely different than what we were talking about.
You
were going to bring that up. You were going to bring that up. You were disingenuous. We were talking about people who are not undercover.
ICE. You're talking about ICE.
ICE is not undercover.
No. Are you talking about ICE?
Yes, ICE they need to tell us who they are.
So hold on. You said all federal officers and state police have to give you their name and badge number. I just showed you that they don't. And now you're saying
they're undercover? I thought we were using common sense here, Brad.
No, Artemis. No. We're talking about other nations.
I said public,
not the United States.
Public facing.
No, we're talking about the United States.
No, Pickles was not. Pickles said, "Can you name another country?" You're not. Here's your problem: is you're not using your listening skills.
He's adding more. He's asking you if another country acts like this.
That's usually how conversations progress. That's usually how conversations progress.
Besides Nazi Germany, have you heard of another country whose president has a police you can't identify that faces the public?
Sure. Yeah. What?
Yeah.
China, Iran, North Korea, Russia, Syria, Venezuela, Belarus, Egypt, Zimbabwe, Azerbaijan.
Okay, so you named like 12 authoritarian
They all use secret police forces which use covert surveillance, intimidation, and violence to maintain political control.
Almost all of those. North Korea, you heard the names you read, right?
Russia, absolutely.
North Korea, Iran?
China.
Authoritarian.
What's wrong with being authoritarian?
Dude, I said authoritarian a while ago.
What's wrong with being authoritarian?
Oh my fucking god.
I thought it was fascism you had a contention with. No. Answer the question.
Authoritarian and fascism are not mutually exclusive, dude.
No, they're not.
We're on the same fucking brand.
I don't like either of them.
I know, because you're a socialist, Artemis.
Yeah.
There we go. We got to the point.
Did you say what's wrong with authoritarianism?
Pickles, how? No, I'm asking you. Because you have a problem with China, right?
Yeah.
Okay, right. Because you're a socialist.
No.
Are you not? What are you?
No, I'm a
He's not a
social
socialist.
democrat.
What?
I'm a social democrat.
Okay, so you're so is Mamdani. Like, he's a fucking socialist, bro.
No, he's
No,
not.
they're not the same thing.
Artemis, I'm talking to Pickles. I didn't know that you were a
This is
full-blown
this
socialist.
is a
That's
very
even
Republican
worse.
thing. Is that having bad
Yeah, I'm
schema.
anti-capitalist.
You're
I know.
like,
Why do you live in
having bad-
America then, bro? Why do
Everywhere's
you live?
capitalist. What are
Why are
you
you
talking
living
about?
in America if you're
America?
fascist?
Why do I live here?
Why are you?
Why
living
do
here
you
if you're
live in a
fascist?
capitalist? Why do you live in a capitalist society if you are a socialist? Like, why
Born
wouldn't you?
here.
What?
I was born here.
So move, like all these immigrants that are coming in.
I can't.
Why not? You don't have the financials? Then work
Dude, is
harder.
the fascist telling us to move? Get out of his
Dude, I
country?
deal with disability. What the fuck?
I don't care. Trans is not a disability.
I didn't say it was.
I don't think you probably have another. I don't know what you have. You haven't disclosed that, but that's the only one that you have disclosed is being transgender. So I don't know.
Wow.
I don't need to give you my medical file.
I don't want. You don't need to. I just said you haven't disclosed it.
Brad,
You're just being obtuse. Yeah, Pickles.
what do
What?
you? What
Dude.
else do you like about Trump?
Bro, we've hit it all, man.
I'm just
like,
kidding. Someone paid to kick you. Lindsay, W's in the chat for Lindsay. Thank you for the kick.
W. Lindsay,
Lindsay
I'm gonna
says,
hop down.
Let me help you.
I'm gonna hop down so I can spend time with my partner. That was wild. You have a lovely night, Pickles. I'm gonna just be I'll be modding in the comments, but real quick mod thing. Get up to 100K likes, y'all. Come on. Pickles is on his backup. We gotta help him out here. Let's get to 100K likes. Repost the live, share the live with your friends, your enemies, and make sure you send in heart me's. Love y'all. I'm gonna hop down. Smooches.
Smoochies. Yellow.
Hey, Pickles.
What up, Cecil?
Hey, I just found out I'm part of the LGBTQ community.
Yeah.
What,
So-
what does the B stand for?
You buy?
Yeah, I'm bi. I like to have sex by the TV, by the couch, by the mailbox, by the lawnmower.
I get it. It's funny because it's like bisexual, but it's not. It's 5 things.
Hey, Pickles.
Huh.
So I typed into AI. I said, do S rates decrease after gender affirming care?
Uh-huh.
Is there any way you could pull that up too?
You said do what?
I typed in do S rates,
Yeah, suicidality.
Right, okay. I said, do the rates decrease after gender affirming care?
Okay.
And the first word is yes, right?
Research indicates that gender affirming care is associated with a decrease in suicidal ideation, suicide attempts, and improved mental health for transgender and non-binary individuals, particularly youth.
This is kind of what you were saying too, right?
Yeah.
So then I typed in why suicide rates don't decrease after gender affirming care. Again, I didn't put a question mark. I just put why suicide rates don't decrease after gender affirming care.
While many studies indicate that gender affirming care reduces suicide risk, some research suggests that suicide rates do not uniformly decrease due to complex factors. So it's the same reason why ADHD medication doesn't always work for people with ADHD. It's not 100% effective for everybody.
Okay. It also mentions like pre-existing issues like depression and substance abuse, PTSD, which are common among transgender individuals.
Okay.
And may not be resolved by medical transition.
Uh-huh.
So to me, I don't see how it could help with the rates because when you think about it, it's a form of self-mutilation. And people...
Georgia, thank you for the $40. Cecil, I'm sorry. We can talk again tomorrow. Georgia with the $40. W Georgia's in the chat. I love you so much. Thank you. Yeah, I think Mel said it in the chat perfectly. Dual diagnosis. I don't know. Both of those Google searches gave me a positive affirmation that gender affirming care decreases suicidality. Hello? Chat, if you're a Trump supporter and you want to debate, hop in the box. Woof, 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 woof. Someone said Epstein was Democrat. Dude, Epstein was sitting there making plans on how to do everything Trump was doing. How to sway the public against Hillary Clinton. He was in the files saying that Trump's Achilles heel is his financial statements. Wasn't it a graper that got hurt? I don't think so. I never saw that. Is that true? Was that a snore? Yeah, it was. Epstein might have donated to Hakeem Jeffries. Trump donated to Kamala. I think what is more telling is who he helped win. Him and Steve Bannon, both best friends, helped get Trump in office. A Groyper on a live secret? Was he really? They say Tyler was a Groyper. So he was just the wrong flavor of right wing. He wasn't right enough. Whoa. Someone says Republicans in Congress are the reason Civil Rights Act passed. Same period of time the party switch happened. If you just literally think about the two parties and how they're working today, like one is against diversity, equity, and inclusion. Progressives who were behind the civil rights movement, people who wanted to progress society, new ideas. That's us. If you want to fucking jerk yourself off about that, you have to be progressive. You have to say, hey, stop doing that same thing to trans people. Stop othering them. That's what it looks like in 2026. Hey, stop doing that to people of color. Hey, stop mistreating women. Like that's the side that's responsible for that, not the side who wants women in the kitchen, who has openly talked about not letting women vote and having like a one household vote. I saw that, Brian. Meanwhile, protesters are calling black ICE agents the N word. Whoa. Well, we condemn every bit of that. Are you saying Nazi because they're Nazis? If I agree with the fact they're Nazis, especially the pardoned J6ers. See, UK is investigating as a result of e-files. Yeah, I heard France is, as they should. Poland too. Yeah, there's so much here. Trump is going to break apart from NATO, break apart from the West, so that he can join his group of fucking horrible dictators in a different side of geopolitics. He wants to go isolationist. He wants to be like Kim Jong Un, probably. Why don't you move to another country? Why does the right always resort to that? No. How about no? How about we're the majority? And we have been for like 30 years, and you guys just need to stop fucking cheating to stay in power. Had to drag y'all along this far. We drag y'all through the civil rights movement. We had to fucking twist your arm with freeing the slaves. We had to twist your arm with letting women have their own bank accounts and credit cards. But twist your arm for the 40-hour. We're gonna have to twist your arm through this too. Was Lincoln a Democrat? Dude, Lincoln uh, was good friends with Karl Marx. They loved each other. Lincoln was very progressive. Yeah, you're just looking at labels, Republican, Democrat. It's every Republican has literally no idea what they're talking about. You look at like which side was progressive, which side was using the Bible to maintain slavery. Lincoln wasn't a good guy. You're right. I don't think anyone was back then. Biden's a Democrat. He's clearly racist. What? Goofy ass hats always too. My hats are badass. It's a Luffy Dodgers hat? Yeah. My favorite one's Team Rocket. I love the Team Rocket one. Here's the back of that. Isn't that sick? Hello.
Like,
What's up, man? What do you want to talk about today?
yeah, I just wanted to know, do you think Kamala would have been a better candidate?
Yeah.
Why?
She probably wouldn't be trying to invade multiple countries, steal elections, nationalize our elections, be using a secret police to unalive our own civilians, put protectionist trade tariff policies on the whole world, um, do mass deportation and tear families apart, and invoked military and wartime and invasion laws to do things from the desk instead of actually govern. I think she probably just would have been way chiller. Yeah.
But like she probably in I think most definitely would um be in favor of ICE, especially with what they've been doing in Minnesota.
I don't I don't know about that. I think when Democrats are in power, we don't use them as secret police. We don't spend $140 billion on them like Trump did. Trump tripled it. And he's using them in a way that's unprecedented, and they're completely untrained and full of people who were pardoned for being a domestic terrorist. All moves that any sane person would not do.
Hmm. Okay, so do you know what was I going to say? Do you know what ICE have been doing? You know about that app that they use, right? That's run by Palantir, correct?
Yeah, the facial recognition.
The facial recognition being used to target high immigrant volume areas, uh, like apartment blocks, buildings, stuff like that, right?
They're using it to trample on our rights. So what they're going to do, or what they are doing, is they'll point it at you, right? If they don't like you, they saw you kick their tail light once, they'll say, oh, we got a 60% match, and it gives them reasonable suspicion to arrest you and detain you.
Hmm.
And not to
Uh,
mention, Peter Thiel is grossly close to Epstein, so I really don't think you should have anybody's identity or anything in a database. I think it's fucking insane. Trump is letting him do that.
okay. So Palantir, it outsources most of its software and hardware and whatever. Like it outsources most of it to its own private client, which would be Benjamin Netanyahu, which Kamala is actually in favor of.
How so?
Uh, I mean, she said we must stand with Israel how many times in her opening speech?
Okay, but this is different. We actually have Trump like best friends with Netanyahu. She didn't even show up the last time he visited the United States. She was vice president, and she like snubbed him and didn't even show up. So it's I think it's a lot different when you have Trump like in bed with him, like getting like funneling tons of billions and billions of dollars with him without any checks and balances, receiving tons of like free gifts from people in the Middle East. Uh, it's a little bit different, man.
So you think she wouldn't be in favor of Palantir?
No,
No?
no.
Okay, could you like establish the distinction between um say Kamala Harris using no, sorry, Kamala Harris utilizing Palantir for ICE as well as Israel? Could you establish the distinction of where, it's okay if Israel uses it, it's okay if we outsource this to Israel, but ICE, yeah, no, that's not okay.
Okay, so on his way out, Biden actually said we were headed into a techno oligarchy, and they probably already had all of the information about Peter Thiel wanting to build a giant database of all the Americans, and even the migrants. Um, and his like bestie is JD Vance. So yeah, I don't think Kamala would hold hands with him and help him do all of this stuff, especially now that we know they're trying to go after voter rolls too.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, I don't really support either. I was just more interested in your point of view. Um,
Yeah, I
but yeah,
don't have
thank
any
you.
connection between Kamala and Jeffrey Epstein or any of those bad people, but Trump is in bed with all of them, and behind doors, uh, we can see that they're all connected. Kamala, Obama, none of them were. Joe Biden, he was good.
I thought Obama went to the, well, he
No,
was in the files at least.
not even once.
Not even in the files?
No,
Oh. Oh, wait, no, yeah, that was Zoran Mamdani's mother,
that
actually.
was
I
also a
haven't been
false
kept
claim.
up. Wait, really? She's not in the files?
No,
Oh. So it's just like right wing propaganda?
yeah. If you look in the files, you actually
Oh.
see where right wing propaganda is being made. You can see where they do it. Pizzagate was started by Jeffrey Epstein and the leader 4chan, or the head of 4chan. all of those other things that were right-wing pipelines, like the Groypers and all that stuff, all of those people were Steve Bannon's brainchild. Basically, you can see them saying, "Oh, we're going to go back to tribalism. We're going to go back to nationalism," and they're doing this in multiple other countries. They're doing it here. They basically have brainwashed the whole right of our country to be anti-science, anti-gay, anti-liberal. They're all
Oh
talking about it
wow.
openly.
Okay. Wait, so one last thing. You said the Groypers, right? Do you think, in your opinion, do you think Nick is a Fed?
Do I think Nick is a Fed? No.
No?
No.
Oh, okay.
I think he's a
So
fucking
so he's just like,
opportunist. I think he's a just disgusting amalgamation of racism and homophobic, fucking transphobic white nationalism, Christian nationalism.
oh, okay. So you think he's just like expresses Judeophobia just because, for like shits and giggles?
Yeah, yeah, he can't even substantiate his own positions. So yeah, I think so. Yeah, it gets him a lot of viewers, gets him a lot of money. When you start doing things on YouTube and you start seeing your videos performing more well when you're saying controversial, racist, homophobic shit, you tend to just do it more. It's called being audience captured.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you know, that would actually make sense with his recent claims about the maturity thing, Grace. But yeah, I appreciate you answering my questions. You have a good night, man.
You too. What up, dude?
Hey, Pickles.
How you doing?
Doing all right. Good to see you back in these TikTok streets.
Yeah, man.
But go figure, you come back and the main gets fucking nailed.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was bullshit. I was literally sitting there and I was like, wait a minute. He's not saying anything. What the fuck? Because you weren't really talking about much when it happened.
What?
When your main got banana.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you weren't talking about anything.
Yeah, it's usually like 10 minutes behind. Like when I kick somebody, I get like a thing even 10 minutes later than that saying, "Oh, the guest that I just kicked 10 minutes ago was saying something." So I'm thinking it was probably something like 10 minutes before.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah.
I was just gonna say when I saw the hat earlier, I noticed there was a Luffy Dodgers one. I'm fucking caught up, motherfucker.
Oh, wow.
I started February of last year. I crammed 110 episodes a month.
That's fucking work. Chat, don't forget to give me a follow. Thank you guys for 200 follows already. And please follow both of my guests. Priscilla also wants to do a little shout out. What's up, Priscilla?
Hey, how's everyone
Hi,
doing?
Priscilla. How you doing?
Vexes, good to see you. So I kind of just
Pickles. Me and Priscilla go way back.
yes, we do. He was always in
Back
my
when you were still
life.
hanging out with Ethan.
Yes, we don't speak
I
of
know.
that.
I'm just saying that's how far back it was.
Yes, it's been years. All right, guys. So my name is Priscilla Gonzalez. For most of you who know Clay Higgins, he is the one that called for the unaliving of Muslims. He's anti-Semitic. He's in Louisiana, District 3. I ran against him last year and I got 60,000 votes. So I'm running against him again this year. He is the only one who voted against releasing the Epstein files. So there's many ways you can contribute. If you want to volunteer, if you want to make phone calls, click the link in my bio. I'm going to put my phone number in the comment section because Louisiana does bleed red and I am going to be running as a Democrat. So I don't want to use your platform too much, Pickles. I don't know, I don't want to take over. But if you guys want to show some support, every single dollar counts. It does take $900 to register just to run for office. And so far I am at $775. And I do have till February the 12th and before I go to the Capitol. But oh, we went to school together, Crystal. That's nice. That's awesome. Okay, Pickles, I don't want to take up too much of your time because I know you like to talk about MAGA. And I'm going to go ahead and drop down. So thank you so much for letting me up here. I appreciate it.
Anytime. We love you.
All right. Let's see.
Adios.
Bye, Infexus.
Bye, Priscilla.
If you haven't followed Priscilla, you need to. Chat, if you're a Trump supporter, you want to debate, hop in the box. We have no guests right now. You would get up instantly.
Yeah, Pickens has been pretty thin lately.
Yeah.
It's mostly the lunatics. You know, your Cecil, your popcorn.
Dude, the shit that what's his name said the other day, fucking Nick Fuentes talking about, let's be real, Epstein was a cool guy. Did you hear that?
Yes.
What the
Epstein was a cool guy?
fucking Nick Fuentes said that.
Well, that's pretty sad.
Yeah.
Hey, Pickles. It's been a while since I've seen you. I'm thrilled to see you back. I've heard you've been gaming. I've caught you a couple last lives.
Yeah.
Hope you're doing well. Hey,
am.
everybody. Hey, Infectious. I just
How's
wanted
it
to
going,
come.
Fee?
It's you know what? I've been taking more mental health breaks and days where I don't go on social media. At least the lives. I don't do any
Good.
doom scrolling. But what I wanted to bring up is, have you guys heard about Minneapolis being nominated for the Nobel Peace Prize?
I had not yet.
I just did a video on it. I mean, I didn't, you don't see me. You actually see for all the protests and standing up against fascism.
Oh,
so,
that would be
yeah.
epic.
And I
That
think
would be epic.
I mean, it would be so good. And so that's what I've kind of been focusing on, is trying to just put out some content, go to friends' lives where I know I won't get too triggered. It's just been so stressful. So I do a shout out to you, Pickles. I hope MAGA is willing to listen to you. You're reasonable, you're intelligent. I really appreciate the way that you present your commentary on what is happening now without it feeling inflammatory. So,
And you know, thank you very much. Thank you very much, Fee. I just got to say, with the news that's been coming out, it's nice to get some good.
Yeah, that was just something that I felt really, powerful about. We just had our local election for who will go and replace Mickey Sherrill in Congress. And we had a really good show out. We're really hoping the results brings Amalia Meja, who Bernie supported. So she'd be a progressive in New Jersey. So I'm beginning to see signs of hope within the resistance. And I'm beginning to see a lot of MAGA really struggling with, I don't know, what do you think, Pickles? You're the one that talks to these folks.
I'm hoping. I do see a lot of signs that, like, there's a lot of, like, fracturing going on inside of MAGA, and even as recent as, like, all the Israel stuff, a lot of them are, like, really conspiratorial, and I think that Israel's a big deal breaker for them, and I feel like anybody who's supported by Israel, like AIPAC or something, is going to lose a lot of voters, even in the midterms.
I think the primaries will be interesting, but I know you want to talk. We're not losing. I think this is your core group of friends. I see but I don't want you to lose, folks. I don't know if anyone is in the request to come up and speak to you. I just think right now, especially between, the $10 billion money he's going to take from taxpayers, I don't know how that's going to sit with job numbers turning out as badly as they are now. I saw that tonight, that it's raised another 0.5 point for unemployment, and the numbers are as bad. This January's numbers were as bad as 2009 when we had our last recession. So, yeah. Okay, on that good news, I'm going to say good night to everybody. It was a pleasure. Let's just keep the resistance up, and I appreciate both of you.
Hey, thank you so much, V.
Oh, it's my pleasure. Bye.
Yeah, good seeing you. God, I'm getting to see a lot of old friends tonight.
Only
Oh,
50
by
games.
the way,
Uh-huh.
oh, I was just gonna say, something was itching my brain from one of the conversations I believe you were having earlier. Might have been your live. I listen to a lot of lives. Anyways, and I see Mr. Super Mortgage Man keep commented about it a little bit ago, about requiring voter ID. Tell you what, I'm gonna give you a compromise that I guarantee if you start promoting this on your side of the fence, you're going to start roping in some leftists into this. Trust me. Okay? If you want to go for voter ID and you want to make it federal, fine. Fine, we'll do it. If it's free to acquire and all the documentation you need to acquire said ID is free to acquire. Because the problem is not whether or not you have an ID worth $20 to $30 at the county level. The problem is the $200 to $300 the goddamn hospital charges you if you don't have a copy of your original birth certificate. Make it free to acquire. I tell you what, you're going to rope in a lot of Democrats doing that. A lot. If you just say, hey, I tell you what, we'll require voter ID, but you can get one for free. Completely and entirely. Every citizen in the United States is entitled to one.
Yeah. And then we can talk about
Would
just
you argue that?
mandatory voting.
Would you argue that?
Yeah, that's fine. I've actually thought of that caveat, or heard of it before and agreed with it. Yeah, because it's a poll tax.
Make it free to acquire completely, and
even then, it's still like it's like a scavenger hunt, and it's voter suppression. But I mean, if you're actually doing it in good faith. Yeah, but no one's doing it in good faith. No one's doing it in good faith.
and that's
Voter ID is just voter suppression. There's no election that you could point to where voter ID would have changed the outcome. You can't point to any amount of fraud at a widespread level. Nothing above like a couple dozen each election, like literally pathetic, minuscule numbers. And what they really want is the hundreds of thousands of people who will not be able to vote. That's what they want. When less people vote, Republicans win. It's literally that.
Well, I mean, it's basic problem solving. That's why I try to bring that viewpoint, that example of it up, because in basic problem solving, you have an idea. You have an idea that you want to enact, and the other people that you're trying to convince of this idea have a specific problem with that idea. And the primary reason is it's voter suppression, because it's like a poll tax. It's because it makes you spend money and you may not have money. But if any person in the United States that can literally just go to the hospital they were born at and just say, hey, listen, I need a copy of my birth certificate, and they would just print it out and give it to them, and that would be the end of it, and then you could therefore take that birth certificate and go get a voter ID, a lot less people would have a problem with it. So this is common problem-solving techniques, but none of the Republicans are doing that. They're screaming at the top of their lungs and saying, I have an idea. The Democrats say, well, I see this little problem with that idea. And then the Republicans say, well, you just don't want my idea then.
Yeah. Oh, you want
Nobody's trying to solve that problem.
Yeah. Oh, you don't want to spend an actual metric fucking fortune on deportations? You want an open border.
The exact same mentality.
Yeah.
And that's why we say you're radicalized, because you have a radical viewpoint that you will not budge from, that you will not compromise on, that you will not sit down and talk to the other side and try to meet in the middle with. That's why. Sorry, that voter ID thing was just itching in my brain ever since I heard it.
Yeah, it's worse than a poll tax, because it's a poll tax with more steps. Like, if it were just, hey, you have to pay $30, it would be literally easier than this. You have to go wait in line at the DMV for a whole day, take off work, and then they shut down DMVs. They shut down poll stations to make it so much more painful and just people thin out. The Dems
Hey,
have
do you
always gone
remember?
nuts because Republicans say you should have a no. You guys go nuts because they say that. You guys go nuts.
Right.
You guys go crazy. And we have an actual reason why not, and you guys just slam your head against the wall. Voter ID.
Right. Like I said, I mean, okay, you want voter ID, great, but eliminate the hurdle that some Americans can face, because in the end result, the right to vote should not hinge on whether or not you have money at all. You should be free to be able to be broke. And so if I have $0 in my pocket and I don't have an ID, that should not hinder my right to vote. It's just like the homeless thing, man. I mean, what about the situations where a person literally works full time and they just live in their vehicle because of a choice, because they don't want to pay rent? But now we have laws that are going to criminalize those people. Ooh, yeah, I noticed. Pickles. Hi, cute little pickles.
Little stinky booty butt. Chat, if you're a Trump supporter, you want to debate, hop in the box. Hello.
Hey,
What's up? Are you a Trump supporter?
yes, I am.
All right. What do you want to talk about?
I'm just blown away. What I want to talk about, you said Trump sucks. Why you say Trump sucks?
Because he's fascist.
No, I'm a Republican. I'm an American. I'm a 60-year-old man. You're a young man. And let me ask you a question. The umbrella that provides you security over your head is provided by the military of our brothers and sisters. Correct?
Sure.
All right. The commander-in-chief is your president. And he was elected by a landslide, obviously.
Not a landslide. 1%.
Well, apparently so. He's been in there, and he's our president. So my question to you is, how can you possibly be on this website talking about COVID and this? You know why you have that privilege? Because it's provided for you by us, older guys who have seen war. Do you know what nuclear weapons are?
Yep.
Okay. Well, my question to you is, if you don't have this privilege that you so seem to enjoy of being on here like me, it's a privilege. It's not a right. It's a privilege to be an American.
It's just a
And
whole bunch of words and a long way to say that
all
I
right,
should.
okay. Well, let's get to the let's cut to the chase.
Let me say
then.
what I'm going to say.
And
You just said a whole bunch of words as to why I should blindly be like a loyalist to the person who is.
No, I'm
in
not
control
saying
of
you
the
don't have to be a.
country.
I want you to be an American.
I am an American.
Obviously, you're not, because you don't like Trump. He's your president. He's commander in chief. Landslide
No.
victory.
That's,
Deal with it, dog.
that
Deal
doesn't-
with it.
That doesn't mean anything.
Put your
a
boots
landslide
on,
victory.
put your uniform on, and go fight for this country, and then you can talk. Until you
thanks.
provide that umbrella,
I'm good.
you can't say shit. You are a little
Oh,
boy.
Richard, I'm 50,
little
man. I ain't
boy.
far behind you. And I applied. I got rejected from the military. Not my
All
fault.
right.
I went and I put my boots down so that I could serve.
Thank
But
you.
they
and I
wouldn't
appreciate
accept
your
me.
service,
And that's
I
fine.
respect you.
I didn't serve. I did not serve. I'm not
Well,
doing
I
no stolen
appreciate-
valor shit here. I went in, but I have blown knees and they didn't want to pay for my knee surgery. I don't blame them. I
It
don't
kind
at
of
all.
ticks me off, man. Look, we all Americans, and I mean, if you want to let another foreign country like Russia or China walk in here and take our shit, fine. If you want to be speaking German or Japanese, fine. You wouldn't even be here.
I don't
if it
think
wouldn't be
that's-
for
But isn't-
American
I don't
military.
think that's,
Isn't the point of the United States and our Constitution, the entire point is that we're supposed to be able to disagree with our leaders. That's
I
the
agree.
whole point.
I agree to disagree.
So
I agree.
we're doing our civic duty.
Yes, you are. And I appreciate it. I'm not mad about it. I'm just saying that I find it like a slap in the face to Americans at all stages. Because you know what? The rest of the world is going to come walk in here and take our country from us if we could allow. If we'd have had Kamala Harris, boy, what a catastrophe! What a catastrophe that would have been. We had 7 presidents. None of them stood up to Iran. We got a president that actually stood up to him. Wow. Aren't you blown away by that?
No, not impressed. No.
And all the
No,
billions
you
of
don't
dollars
really.
of,
The United States does not stand up to Iran. The
well, we
United
are
States
now.
bullies Iran. No, the United States bullies Iran.
Well, we need to because they've been
Because
they've
we
been
no,
killing
we
our
don't
citizens.
need to. No, we don't need to. We need to leave them the fuck
We've been
alone for the
attacked
first
by
time
these
in.
ragheads
No, we need
from
to leave
day
them
one,
alone for
man.
the first time in 80 years.
What?
Yeah,
That was
we can't say
disgusting.
that. You can't say that. Yeah. Chat, don't forget to sign up for the military so that you could go risk your life taking over a country that Trump wants to drain its oil or its resources or whatever. Go for it. You want to go fight for a billionaire to get richer? You go on, do it. It's patriotic. Grab someone by the pussy while you're at it.
I will be completely honest. In '95, the year after I graduated, I seriously took a long look at the Air Force because I wanted computer training, and it was top of the line at that point. You know, Air Force personnel were dealing with the most sophisticated computer systems on the face of the planet at that time. And I really wanted to go in for career, but I blew my knees out when I was in high school and just didn't make it.
They didn't want me either because I had a long rap sheet of getting in trouble.
I got most of my rap sheet after that.
I'm glad I didn't join though. Served 12 years in PUBG though, chat. Don't forget it. Lost a lot of good men out there. Wasn't easy. Was in a lot of foxholes.
You know, my oldest stepson, my wife's oldest son, he got out of school shortly before the election, and he was down and hyped to possibly go into the Corps. He likes the idea of that kind of life, that structure, you know, that discipline. And I didn't discourage it. You know, I looked into the military when I was young, you know, for a good reason. It's a good career to take. But then the election happened and he backed out. And I was like, and you got to figure, we're a small town Midwestern family. You know, as left as I am, my oldest sure as hell ain't that far left. He's more of a moderate. But he saw that election happen and he was like, yep, nope. So glad he did. I'm so glad he didn't go in.
Am I staying late? We've only been on for like 3 hours, but if it dies down, I don't know. I could go play Final Fantasy, watch movies or something.
I got hooked up on SimCity 4 again.
Dude, get Final Fantasy. Stop being a fucking panoosh.
I don't have no fucking money, dude. My wife is working for the first time in 11 years.
Fuck. I've got to walk my dog. Pickles is begging. So I'm gonna call it, and maybe I'll see you guys on Discord or something. Chat, I love y'all.
Well, you gonna get on Final Fantasy, or you want to do a movie night?
I can do both. I can do movie night.
You can do movie night? Guys, down in the chat, anybody down in the chat that's in the Discord, throw up a few movie ideas. What do you think? What are we feeling like tonight?
What are we feeling, chat? Alexa, what's the temperature outside?
Twilight.
Not
at the Roxbury, something kind of fun. There you go.
We're doing that.
There you go. Just something kind of fun and lighthearted. Hell yeah. I'm probably going to head to bed.
Okay.
So, It was nice talking to you, man. It's nice seeing you around again.
You too. You too.
All right.
I'll catch you later, man. It's good seeing you.
Catch you guys later. Thanks everybody for stopping by. Make sure you drop your likes, your follows, your shares real quick. Make him popular so the next time he comes back on, we get some more guests up. Talk to you later.
All right, peace. Chat, I think we're gonna do Night of the Roxbury. Rachel, I don't know how to use Discord, so I don't know how to join. Rachel, is anybody on who can help Rachel? Who could message? Where have I been? I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry. I'm a horrible human. Chat, I'm gonna go hang out my voice chat. I will see y'all there. I'm gonna go